Modern Warfare 2 cheaters are already here, and fans are not happy, especially considering the Modern Warfare 2 beta is just now coming to a close. We're going to give you all the information about what exactly is going on right here at the beginning of the video. We will then get into a live stream. This is a longer video, but I try to put all the information right here at the beginning so you don't have to watch the entire video if you don't want to. If you do like live streams, make sure to hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't miss these streams. And hit the join button if you want to get into our Discord and join us for games and lots of fun times. This is a Reforge update. Modern Warfare 2 beta is already being ruined by hackers, according to Deserto and other websites and outlets reporting on this. The Modern Warfare 2 beta is coming to a close the second week, just a month away, basically 1 month from the launch, and there were already people cheating in the game. If you like these quick updates, hit subscribe and the bell button, or head over to Reforge Gaming where I stream live. So again, according to Deserto.com, what hacks exactly are showing up? Because you might not be sure even what you're playing against. Sometimes it seems a little crazy. We're also going to be talking about, could this hurt crossplay and other features in the game, given that people are going to want to avoid the cheaters at all costs. Hackers are already being spotted in Modern Warfare 2 beta, according to Deserto.com, using aimbots and wall hacks to get an unfair advantage over players in multiplayer. Now, there's already criticism surrounding the game. According to this article, Modern Warfare 2 beta is live, and it means players across consoles and PCs can queue up. Now, the game has currently been getting some praise. That's been a number of things outlined by streamers, as well as criticisms from some of the more hardcore fans. If you set aside the lack of mobility and wonky firefights and some of the complaints about red dots on radar, now people are really upset that hackers are showing up. There was a clip that emerged on Twitter. It hit over 1.3 million views. Plenty of other clips have shown up on other social sites as well. This one was from the MW2 beta plug, and they uploaded a clip of a Modern Warfare 2 hacker using aimbot and wall hacks. The footage showcases the player just claiming kill after kill using their aimbot and snapping onto nearby targets. So if you're not familiar with clips like this, it's somebody who basically is showing, hey, I can do this. They'll create little fly-by-night, channels or, handles on these social sites, and they'll just brag about it. They'll show the clips of them kind of going crazy. They can see people's entire bodies and heat signatures through the wall, and then the minute they get around the wall, they end up shooting them. I saw another hack in the game that was a shotgun shooting at an absurd speed, so he wasn't just looking through the wall, he wasn't just using aimbot, he was somehow modifying the speed with which the gun was shooting. Now, in my own experience with the beta, we ran into this fairly quickly when we went into prisoner rescue and we had crossplay turned on. I approached a player, he wasn't looking at me, he was shooting down range at my teammates, and the minute I broke the plane of the wall, I instantly died. I thought, that didn't really feel like human reflexes, that felt too immediate. Sure enough, we watched the kill cam, and the guy was snapping like crazy, just sort of running through the map, not really having to worry about aim or positioning. This is obviously very frustrating, especially in the modes that are more competitive and more challenging. That's a whole nother subject if you even get into the realm of skill-based matchmaking, as well as lobby balancing. I will be reacting to a video about skill-based matchmaking over on Reforge Reacts, so check out that other channel if you like reaction content. That's not even what we're talking about, though. We're talking about the economy of cheating. There is now an economic reality driving cheating into virtually every game. It's poisonous to crossplay, which is one of the most wanted, most celebrated features for the longest time, and now it's becoming a feature that people immediately turn off because they don't want to deal with potential cheaters. They might not also want to deal against mouse and keyboard, but in general, crossplay was something that people were looking for, something that people wanted to have in a game to play with their buddies, and now it seems to already being poisoned by the rampant cheating in these games. And this was just the Modern Warfare 2 beta. The full game isn't even out yet. What do you think? What was your experience with the beta? Good, bad? Did you run into cheaters? How are they supposed to handle this? They're seemingly still struggling to put a stop to this in any Call of Duty game that they launch out there. Be sure to check out Reforge Gaming, where I discuss these things and stream live. As always, if you like these short updates, hit subscribe and the bell button, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. I had nothing typed up for this morning. Sorry, I know I keep saying sorry for the late starts. Mondays are probably the hardest. My Sundays are very, very full, and like no work gets done. And I had a little bit of time yesterday, so I did react to a video about skill-based matchmaking. That will be going live on Reforge Reacts today. Keep in mind, the Reforge Reaction channel, we will no longer be sending you over there as form of a redirect. We're not going to like raid that channel every day. That channel needs to survive on its own. If you like my reaction content, if that video sounds interesting to you, make sure you're subscribed over there. It's a smaller channel, but it's going to get daily videos and uploads, just like our other channels, First Look and Updates. So if you want to continue to see those videos, I'm not going to be taking you over there every day. We got our own main live hub that we need to focus on here. We need to be doing our shows here, ending the day every day with members. We hit a crazy member threshold on Friday, like 2,600, something bonkers. By the end of this week, we might be trying to hit 3,000. We'll see what Insomniac Black's decision is, and we will be doing that Just Dance stream this Friday night. My wife will be joining me. You guys unlocked that. I'm angry about it, but it's going to be a blast. So make sure you're tuned in to everything going on. If you're a member, be in the Discord, be locked in, be involved, so that way you know what's going on. The members-only Discords have been cleaned up as well. If you just got here this morning, man, oh man, we don't have 100 likes yet. Y'all are slacking off. There's over 250 people here. Modern Warfare 2 cheaters, that's the subject. What do you guys think about this? What has been your experience with the MW2 beta? Many people sort of worried that this is going to be a significant problem when the game launches, unless maybe some 900 IQ play, they're using the beta to track cheats and cheaters, so that way they can do a mass ban when the game finally hits. Yo, what's good, Takashi? Good to see you in the chat. Hey, mate, just watched your last Infinite stream this morning. Love the content. Definitely going to be sticking around. Thank you so much. We got a ton of views over the weekend. We don't stream. What on earth was that? Why did I stutter like that? Oh, it must have been my computer cycling or something. I hope that doesn't continue. That was really weird. Let me throw my headphones on. But we got views and people over the weekend. It's like I don't even stream over the weekends. That was pretty exciting. Yo, what's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Feed, little glitch in the Matrix. Yeah, it was a little funky. Wouldn't it be easier to just Photoshop your KD rather than paying for a bot, says Hilly. Cheating is bad in multiplayer, says Silent Warrior. But as you said most people won't even realize that people are cheating. The real concern is the weapon balancing, i.e. the Hurricane sub is way overpowered. You think the Hurricane's overpowered? I didn't get that sensation at all. I thought it was the other one, the one that looks like an MP5. That thing is just absolutely greasing anybody that it shoots. If you're just tuning in, the subject this morning is Modern Warfare 2 cheaters. They're already in the game. They were there over the weekend. Pretty frustrating that is even a reality and even a topic. I didn't want to discuss skill-based matchmaking. We'll see how that reaction video does, and if you guys really want to have that be a main topic, we'll do that. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't saying bonds was the problem. The problem is pride, greed, and money. What are you guys exactly discussing there? About cheating? Is that what you mean? I was playing the beta, says Doomslayer, and maybe it's just me, but the hit detection is off. I'm pretty sure I hit those shots and people were hitting through walls. I had a terrible experience with hit detection with the M16. Somebody's like, put it on single fire. It definitely performed better on single fire, but my gosh, with the burst fire, it's like you're shooting blanks half the time. It's really, really frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. I was killing people across the map with a submachine gun. Shouldn't be able to do that. Oh, you were doing that with the Hurricane. Well, I was playing on Invasion. I was playing Modern Warfare 2 Invasion, which is sort of like Ground War. And there was at least 3 different instances, specific instances, where I rounded the corner and I saw a guy, and I go to draw down on him with an AR, and he melts me. And I watch the kill cam, and it's like, what on earth? What? And he's using this submachine gun, just at an AR effective range, just didn't have to seemingly hit me with anything more, just unbelievable accuracy, no recoil whatsoever. I could hit people with 3 bursts of the M16 and they would still kill me. Yeah, the M16 was really inconsistent. Yeah, I appreciate the update about that, Dave. We're not going to be talking about that this morning, and also it seemingly is only concerning the Switch, so that's not really news. I don't think that's hard-pressing news, other than for, people that are excited to play it on the Switch. The past 2 days, the game was glitchy, the movement was broken up. I turned off crossplay on the beta, says Silent Warrior, unless I played Invasion, which you have to enable crossplay. Yeah, it's funny. I turned it off as well, and then I went to play Invasion. I was like, oh man, I've got to turn this on? Really? I was kind of bummed about that. Real question, how hard would it be for them to implement options in crossplay? Allow the user to enable crossplay for console onlys, no PC players? I would actually love that. I would love to sequester the PC community. I don't want to play against them when I play Call of Duty. There's just a different breed of player on PC, and it's like I play one game and do okay, and then suddenly I'm facing these guys on PC that are snapping and jumping around corners, and then you obviously have the cheating problem, significantly more prevalent on PC than console. So yeah, I would completely love to just dodge them entirely. You know what I mean? I have 2 comments on the PC slander here. Oh, okay, Omar, what, you going to defend it? You can act like that's not where all the cheaters hang out? Because it's where they all hang out. It's the easiest place to cheat. Did anyone else have flickering around the kill cam box? No, I didn't have that. Oh, is this the guy that killed us, Eugene? Did you uploaded the video? I didn't actually ever get a chance to check that out. Yeah, we played on Friday night and we ran into one. It was unbelievable. I was like, is this real? That guy killed me so fast. I immediately knew something was wrong. I was like, that's not human reflexes. I ran up and the dude just instantly snapped on me. Is this him? Oh, we're going to see it on the kill cam, right? We're going to see it on the kill cam, I'm assuming, because you just ran across that open area. Yeah, it's so hard to know because he moves so fast. You could tell that he's trying to hide it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these streamers that are soft cheating. You could tell that he was trying to hide it. He's moving so fast. Yeah, there's double snaps. He's it's not human movement. I turned off crossplay from PC. That should be the top of the to-do list for console players. You're paying for online only to be sorted with cheaters, says Joker. What do you guys think? Do you guys think you should be able to disable crossplay and not have to play with PC users? Seems to be a consensus forming in chat. Omar says, Call of Duty, at least it used to only have crossplay with users on PC who use a controller and locks your input method. Well, that's not going to stop the cheating, my friend. You know, most of this people that soft cheat, a lot of these really big popular streamers that soft cheat, they use controllers, right? That's not going to affect anything. Most of the people that I watch, where I see their gameplay, and I've been convinced, and I've found to be very compelling, that there's a soft cheating epidemic in the streamerverse of Call of Duty. They're almost all using controllers. That wouldn't help at all. The most frustrating thing about cheating situation is how difficult it can be to even tell. Sure, it's easy to catch the rage hackers, but plenty of people do it in a way that it's hard to see. Right. The only reason that we knew that guy was cheating on Friday night was because it was too perfect. Right? He was literally shooting down lane at my teammates, and when I broke the plane of the wall, I instantly died. It was he wasn't even looking at me. It was wait a minute, there's no way that you turned that quickly and that efficiently. I'm fully in favor of it. Let people set crossplay to everyone or console only. I don't see a reason to not do that. Let's get some names. I'm not naming anybody. I'm not interested in that. Although there's at least one channel in particular, and he is blowing up because he's absolutely been consistent, and he's blasting Nadia, and there's a lot of stuff coming out. I think it's unavoidable at this point. Some of these people are just going to have to walk away. They're going to make hay while the sun's shining, but I think it's unavoidable. I think eventually it gets beyond reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? The cheating is but I more so hate not being able to play only versus mouse players, as it's so much more pure. Well, yeah, people on mouse and keyboard don't want to play against controller players. They don't want to deal with the aim assist. And the aim assist, I actually saw some people saying that the aim assist is very weak in the Modern Warfare 2 beta. They said it's not very strong. I saw a guy saying that he felt like he was going to play mouse and keyboard. Omar says, the only time I've ever been hacked on Call of Duty was on my PS4. Literally direct hacked. Had my unlocks, loadouts, everything reset. That said, I'm not going to play PC. Won't have easier cheat access. Yeah, I mean, even if you've not traditionally or historically run into cheating in Call of Duty, that doesn't necessarily have any bearing on the discussion. It's so blatantly happening. I mean, there's a clip on Twitter that's got like 1.5 million views. That's just one clip. You know what I mean? As soon as the cheat developer companies aren't making money selling cheats, they will put all these streamers on Front Street. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. As soon as the economic reality surrounding cheating in video games changes, a lot of these streamers are going to be exposed. You're probably going to be shocked how many of them are soft cheating. It's a lot. It's not like one or two standouts. It'll be a month-long parade of apologies. I bet a lot of them just disappear into the ether. They'll just take the money and run. You know what I mean? Why bother apologizing? They made millions. Yo, Christina hitting a 15-month milestone. That's a long time to be a member, and it's a tier 3. Thank you, Christina. Welcome back in. If you guys want to celebrate those memberships, do so by hitting the $. If you'd like to become a member, we do members-only content every day as well as Friday nights. You're not going to want to miss out on this Friday night. I'm doing the Just Dance stream. We did hit 2,500 members before Insomniac Black even did his big member bomb. Sure, cheaters are annoying, says Matt, but it's a small percent of the player base. On this topic of filtering inputs, I'd rather play against mouse all day, as 90% of the people have aim assist. I think aim assist needs tweaked in this. I don't think it's quite strong enough, Matt, but I will say this. I think you have every right as a keyboard and mouse player to not have to put up with that. You should be able to go on your PC and be like, look, man, I don't want to play against that, right? I don't want to play against that nonsense. Aim assist doesn't have crap on point and click. I don't think that that's an axiom that I'm willing to accept. I've seen plenty of clips. It happened in Fortnite. It happens in plenty of games where in a lot of circumstances, aim assist is going to win the day, right? Now, if you're talking about jumping around a corner and flick snipes and snap aiming, yes, mouse and keyboard will always win those fights. However, if you're in a lane fight, okay, if you're in a pure lane fight and someone steps in and you step in, aim assist is going to have a significant impact on the flow of that fight. This happened in Fortnite all of the time. There were people using controller in Fortnite, and it was like, what on earth? It was affecting TTK because in Fortnite it was exacerbated by the fact that they had a cone of accuracy, and aim assist was like overriding cone of accuracy, right? So the aim assist in Call of Duty isn't necessarily going to be overriding and removing another core feature of the game, cone of accuracy. But in Call of Duty, those lane fights, you will see aim assist win. You will. I watched a few streamers play the beta and all of them switched to controller because aim assist is insane. No, aim assist in the beta is almost non-existent. I've seen a handful of reports on that. I've not seen anybody say the aim assist is so strong in the beta that they're going to switch to controller. I saw people saying quite literally the opposite. They were like, look, man, the Modern Warfare 2 beta, no, just go mouse and keyboard if you're debating between the two. Now, obviously, that's people who can play on both. Not everybody can switch between the two. Cheaters already? Yes, there are Modern Warfare 2 cheats already in the game. They're already in the game. They're already working. There's tons of clips that have surfaced. It's incredibly frustrating. We can't forget Billy Mitchell's of the world. The lie becomes internalized so deep, a necessary part of who the person is. Little guys aren't like that, but big success makes it impossible to quit. Yeah, maybe. It's like fitness influencers who use gear to sell workout routines and online coaching. It's so much of the industry, it's not going to intentionally taking on a disadvantage. I'm not sure what you mean, Corey. The aim assist in the beta was strong. I play mouse and keyboard, but play controller a few games. It's very strong. Well, it's not strong on console. I can tell you that right now. I was playing on the PlayStation. I felt aim assist was very, very weak. I felt like it was extremely weak. It was only pulling when people were close. It was like dragging my aim when people were close. Once I was aimed down sight, I was like, no. It was very weak. Yeah, I played the beta. I never once felt like aim assist was strong. The only time I felt aim assist was strong was when someone would run past a window or a door and they were like close to me and it would like drag my aim to the left or the right. 420 viewers. Hey, let's celebrate 420 viewers with way more likes. We should have a lot more likes on the video. If you guys are enjoying the content and the conversation, hit subscribe, hit the bell button. Make sure you're here on a regular basis. We do a talk show like this Monday through Friday, and I have a second talk show for you today once this one's over in a couple of hours. We usually talk about these subjects for 2 hours or more. Controller literally needs aim assist to even play almost every game. That's why it's there. Mouse and keyboard does not need it in any game, which is why they don't have it. Mouse and keyboard still gets help through bullet magnetism, says Distorted. Maybe they were toggling the aim assist values during the beta. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Maybe they were trying to measure player accuracy and aim assist strength or something. People are trying to pass off cheats as aim assist. Yeah, that's my absolute favorite when someone says, oh, that's just aim assist. It's like, brother, my aim assist don't ever work like that. I don't magnetize to someone's leg as they jump off of a building and I like perfectly track them, you know, as they go to the ground. You like see the player's model go like this and the player's aim just perfectly traces with it. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but that's not aim assist, right? Like aim assist is a very, very slight pull. It's not a perpetual perfect track. If everyone is cheating, then not cheating is playing with a disadvantage. Cheating becomes the norm in those instances. Oh, I mean, I've talked about this before. Cheating in video games spreads like a disease because people feel like, well, if everybody's cheating, then I'm going to cheat, right? If everybody's going to cheat, then I'm going to cheat too. And then the other problem that happens is every single time somebody kills you, you think it's suspicious. You're like, well, that was suspicious. Well, why? Well, I don't know. Everyone's cheating, so was that legitimate? I died really fast. Guys, we're right on the doorstep of 200 likes. Come on, let's shoot for more than that. A lot of new viewers and a lot of watchers, I think, are watching me without logging in. Do me a favor, log in, hit like, hit subscribe. Once you subscribe, you can talk in my chat, and subscribing is totally free. We want to hear from you. What's your experience been with the MW2 beta? One of the mouse and keyboard's biggest advantages is being able to use the SMGs at longer ranges with way less effort than controller takes. Yeah, for sure. And there was a handful of times I died to SMGs in Invasion, and I was pretty sure I was losing to a mouse. I was like, that gun didn't move, you know? They just have practiced that slight pull down. That's the mentality that ruins it for everyone, really. Yeah, exactly, Takashi. Current state of the game is too slow and campy, not to mention skill-based matchmaking changes the fundamentals of the game. If you're interested in the skill-based matchmaking discussion, be sure to check out my Reforge Reacts video this afternoon on our reaction channel. I think it's a very good conversation. Depending on how well that video does, we may end up doing something here with that as a topic. But I wanted to talk about the Modern Warfare 2 cheaters first. I thought that was more important, personally. Who are you reacting to? Average Old Gaming, I think, is the name of the channel. Something like that, I think. It's some kind of a name like that. Average Old is what he goes by, I think. I experienced some camping, but nothing like in the previous Call of Duties. Personally, I don't like strong aim assist. In all the Battlefield games, I always have it turned off right down. In Battlefield 2042, I've set to 10% aim assist and 0% for snap aim assist, says Hemulin. How'd you feel about DualSense triggers with adaptive pressure? It felt distracting. I didn't feel that at all. I only played with standard aim assist. What about everybody else? Okay, so apparently there's different versions of aim assist. Traditional aim slowdown near the target uses in Modern Warfare games. Precision. Strong aim slowdown that only kicks in when aiming closer to the target. Best for accurate players. Focusing aim assist type. Strong aim slowdown that also kicks in when narrowly missing a target. Best for players new to analog aiming. And then Black Ops. Traditional aim slowdown near target used in Black Ops games. So it sounds like you can change. Like, I would have probably done the one that's for people with bad aim, just to be like, let's see if I can get some help here. You know what I'm saying? If I have the option to turn it off, I always do. I can't stand aim assist. Cheating literally makes other good players that don't cheat look at the game through a different lens. A mouse beats a stick for aiming, but doesn't the keyboard and for movement feel a bit more clunky than a stick? Well, it depends. It depends. A lot of times people on mouse and keyboard are moving incredibly fast and jumping around corners and snapping onto people. Iron Warrior hitting a 3-month milestone. Good morning, Lono. Thanks for another great month of content. Thank you. We are nearing the end of September, and we hit a great milestone on the channel. Like 2,600 members. We're knocking on 3,000 members' doorstep. And thank you to all the new subscribers as well, even some this morning. Welcome on in. We'd love to hear from you. I am a safe for work broadcaster, so a lot of people hit subscribe to the channel and then they throw me on in the background of their day. They'll treat me like a radio show. Appreciate you being here. For people that use the Cronus, when you use it to use mouse and keyboard on console, it gives the mouse and keyboard aim assist because the Cronus registers it as a controller. The fact that big streamers are cheating and acting like it's pure skill messes up the competitive nature of the game and encourages others to do it. What's a Cronus? So a Cronus is like a little USB flash drive. That's what it looks like. And it allows you to plug a different controller peripheral into your console. So let's say you really like your PlayStation controller and you want to use it on your Xbox. Cronus allows you to do that. I used to use a Cronus on my PlayStation so I could just keep on using an Xbox controller. I thought the PlayStation 4 controller was a little uncomfortable. I think the DualSense controller is my favorite controller I've ever used. Skiffles just hit a 13-month milestone, and he's at a tier 2. Thank you for renewing, my friend. Just trying to make more, to make it more harder for people to catch cheating. Warzone accusations were rampant. Oh, just trying to make it harder for people to catch cheating. What do you mean? The kill cam change? Is that what you're talking about? I have considered buying one of those peripherals with a thumbstick and a small keypad for analog movement and a mouse. Yeah, I could see that. My uncle plays on Xbox. He uses that PlayStation controller that looks like a Wii controller in the left hand and a mouse in his right. Gives him a trigger for aiming and stick for movement and then mouse for aiming. That's just bonkers convoluted. And he's getting aim assist on the mouse. Mouse and keyboard movement is so different that I had to learn a whole new technique for competitive shooters like jiggle peeking and quick peeks. I can confirm I use Brook Wingman no scripting features to use my DualSense on Xbox. You don't need a Cronus for hybrid play? Yeah, you don't need a Cronus for hybrid play, do you? Because don't they allow native? You can just natively plug in a keyboard and a mouse now? So cute. My husband took the day off and is anxiously awaiting for his PS5 to arrive at the house. I like the feel of the game, though it has potential, and with 2 to 3 fixes, it has a chance to stay alive for at least 2 years. Let's wait and see the other maps, says Stavros. Yeah, I mean, I think cheating will hurt the game pretty quickly, though. I think that's one of the big problems is in a game that's like large, open world, battle royale, I don't think it's as noticeable. Like, it's obviously irritating when it happens, but I feel like in these little meat grinders where there's constant kill cam, I don't know. I feel like the cheating is going to have a faster negative effect on player exodus. I could be wrong. Because, Battle Royale, obviously... Well, no, I think, like, for some people, Battle Royale, the minute you have that sense of, like, oh, I ran into a cheater, it is quite possible that you think, well, I can get into another game and I probably won't run into another cheater, right? It's, I'll be able to avoid them or whatever. You're not going to feel that way in these small maps, small modes. Ground War is very fun. Did you hear there's meant to be bragging? Raids are coming to Modern Warfare 2. Yes. Yeah. Modern Warfare 2 gameplay will be on this channel fairly frequently if we can continue to get the support that we've been getting. If you guys continue to tune in for the talk shows and there's PvE raids, I will gladly cover this game regularly with you. Now, obviously, we have other games to cover and other things to do. I'm not going to become a Call of Duty channel, but I think we bring something to commentary on this game that you're not going to get from a lot of the established channels. With all the aim assist choices, the over-the-shoulder kill cam, too many ways to hide your cheating, could easily say, oh my, aim assist is strong, that's all. Yeah, I don't like not being able to see what they're doing. I personally think, I know this might sound like a tinfoil hat conspiracy. I think they changed the kill cam because of all the accusations. I think they just got tired of it. They probably get so many false positives of people being like, yeah, this guy's definitely cheating, and it's just some good player, and they just like record the kill cam and then submit it or whatever. I would think that maybe that's why they changed it. They're like, this'll tone down all of the cheating claims because you can't see what the person is doing. Now, the other thing to consider, though, is the kill cam is still first person, though. The kill cam, you can still see exactly what they did. So kill cam is still first person, so I guess that kind of hurts the theory that I just trotted out. But it's very different in Warzone, isn't it? Because the guy kills you, and then you get to spectate them for the next 20 minutes. But if you can't see everything they're doing, it still might minimize accusations. Distorted says, Cronus through script allows you to eliminate all recoil on weapons in most games. Rapid-fire weapons adjust aim assist, crouch spam while firing automatically, run macros, and more. Unbelievable. Victor Mayhem hitting a 1.5-year milestone as a member, and it's a tier 2. Taking time out of the work and lurk to drop this milestone. I've never been a COD fan, but the PvE raids have me curious, says Victor. Keep up the great work. Back to my Reforge roast. Yeah, who wants to be the first coffee order of the day? Who wants to be the first brand new member of the day? We love to see that member number climb, and I love it when it's not just from gifteds. I love when folks jump in and get committed on their own. Our members-only Discord has gotten cleaned up over the weekend, so you want to get in there and check it out. And we appreciate all of the new folks that have been here. I can't blame anyone, though. I can't tell you how many times I've been killed by someone. I watch a kill cam just to see them stomping through the map and then suddenly stopping and aiming exactly where I am at. Yeah, I saw a clip recently of a streamer, very, very embroiled in cheat accusations, and she goes to aim at a guy in the sky, and her aim gets drugged down to some corridor on a guy she couldn't even see. So it's like the aimbot malfunctioned. It aimed at closest instead of aiming at like the person she was intending to aim at. So the guy's like falling from the sky, and you can see she's dragging her aim up, and as she ADS, her aim pivots back down. It like makes like a triangle. It's like, oh, I'm going up. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm suddenly going down and to the right. Like her whole aim gets pulled down to the right perfectly on some guy that she couldn't see. There was no visual cues for him. There was no way to just randomly change trajectory of aim. So yeah, I mean, the watching people on kill cam is watching people on spectate mode is a great way to catch people. And that's going to be obviously harder in Warzone if you're like attached to the side of their head. Yeah. There's no way that whole situation's going to absolutely implode. There's just no freaking way that situation ends in a good way. I'm already telling you right now. I'm telling you right now what's going to happen in that situation. She's already creating narrative armor. She's making it about the fact that she's like a woman, and it's like that's not what anybody is freaking talking about. We're looking at clips. Like, you could be, I don't know, you could be the first sentient pineapple. No one would freaking care. That's not what people are taking an issue with. It's because it's obvious that there's cheating being used. I'm not kidding you. That narrative armor is already in place. Once she plateaus and once the money starts to go down or stay stagnant, she'll claim that she's leaving the game and community because it's too toxic. I'm calling it right now. I'm already calling it. I call my shots. That's what's coming. She's laying the groundwork now. Everyone thinks I'm cheating because I'm a woman. It's like, nope. That's not what people are looking at. They don't give a frickin' flying hoot what you look like or any of that. I'm intrigued by the sentient pineapple you speak of. E-pineapple, that's right. The cheating situation, going to move over to Apex? Oh, yeah, I mean, maybe, but I mean, what are you going to do over there? The same thing? How can a company launch a game that's supposed to last for 2 years with no anti-cheat enabled? What could be a worse runway for the next few years of Warzone 2? Right, between Warzone 2.0 and Modern Warfare 2, it's like, if the cheating is already in the beta, so if you're just tuning in, the MW2 beta already has cheating in it. That's what we're talking about. Aim bots, wall hacks. We've seen it all. The clips are out there. It's absurd. The big concern that I have is twofold. Number one, is it going to be immediately poisonous to crossplay? People are already asking just this morning, let me turn off crossplay just with PC. I'll happily play against the other console, but I do not want to deal with PC. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. That's what I would prefer. She'll get destroyed in Apex. Just let her keep getting invited to LAN events where she posts mediocre scores. Like, her best game was something that I could do. I watched a really, really high-level player break down her gameplay, and he looked at all of her games, not just her worst. He was like, "This is just average gameplay. This is average kill death. None of this is impressive. None of this matches up to what we've seen elsewhere." Like, yeah, it's just let her keep going to LAN events and just absolutely goose egging it. Like, that's all that needs to happen. And then it'll be, the community's too toxic. I have to quit this game. Yeah, as you make hundreds of thousands of dollars defrauding the public. Yeah. I witnessed people climbing inside a cash machine. What do you mean inside a cash machine? Like they're breaking through the map barriers? We had a guy on the one map that we were like, we weren't sure what he was doing. We couldn't find him. He was going around getting revives, and it was like he was just disappearing. We weren't sure if he was lagging or what. It was pretty wild. I heard they're using the older version of Ricochet for the beta so people don't get cracking on the updated version. I mean, okay, I'll accept that as a plausible theory and reason as to what's going on. What if they're doing that? They're running an old version of, Modern Warfare 2 anti-cheat. So they're running an old version so the cheat companies basically waste a bunch of time crafting cheats for a version of the game that isn't actually going to be the one that launches in 30 days, right? If I played multiplayer games, I would automatically turn off crossplay. There's enough people on my platform to play with, but you need crossplay turned on, unfortunately, to play certain modes, Corey. Like, you might just avoid the modes, but you can't play Invasion. You just can't do it. Not using the latest is the worst look you can do for during the hype stage. Yeah, but they're probably making the best of a terrible situation, YouTube Lurker. They want that first week to be as pure as possible, right? They know, listen, you got to understand something. They know the cheats are coming no matter what. They know they're coming no matter what. But if they can get a head start and get at least one solid week or two of minimal cheating because they didn't put out the anti-cheat during the beta, the MW2 beta quite literally could have been a complete red herring for the cheat companies. Just trick them into building the cheats the wrong way. Honestly, I'm surprised these money-hungry game publishers are not hammering down on cheaters by permabanning and fining people for copyright infringements straight up. I mean, the cheat companies are getting sued. They are. I don't even want to play with the other consoles, says Eugene. There's a level of latency introduced in every game I play crossplay in. I will agree with that. Some of what people are highlighting with hit detection, Eugene, I wonder if that Modern Warfare 2 hit detection complaint that we're seeing, I saw a couple of threads talking about that. I wonder if it's quite literally just latency between the consoles. Like you're doing this crossplay thing, it introduces some latency and some lag, and you're just shooting blanks. I'm hoping Invasion isn't crossplay forced on release. Yeah, same. Exactly. I was a little disappointed in that. Maybe they're doing it in the beta just to streamline matchmaking. They shouldn't need to, though. How many live players are in a Modern Warfare 2 Invasion game? Like, how many are in there? Because it's like, is it 20 per team? It's 20v20, right? Like 40 live players, and then they fill the rest of the map with the bots regularly, right? They're dropping them on the thing. Good evening, mate. Good evening. How are you? Crossplay should only be allowed between consoles, period. Let the PC master race stay to themselves. Yeah, to be quite honest with you PC guys, why the frick do you even want to play with us on console? Like, go away. I'm not trying to be mean, but seriously, go away. You shouldn't need to come and play with us. You shouldn't need to come slum it up on the consoles. Just stay over there. Can we get 40 more likes on the video? 40 more likes to 300. VPNs and new easy-to-make free accounts will never allow a permanent ban to be intimidating. I like the newest video where she inadvertently did a stream with the guy to prove she wasn't cheating, and then turns out she was in a VPN lobby, and it got proved by another guy that was in the lobby. There was a guy in the lobby that dies at the end, and he shows people how to VPN, and she kills him at the end. So like she literally accidentally in a stream where she's like having some guy spectator and look at her stuff, she's like trying to prove that she doesn't cheat, and then she ends up in a VPN lobby. She's like playing in Brazil against just absolute bots. It's like, I could probably drop 30 kill games too. I wouldn't even need to cheat. If you drop me into a bot lobby with my experience in Call of Duty, since I played the first one however long ago, right? You drop me into a bot lobby in Brazil, I could probably drop 30 bombs too. Like, half the players are not even there. They're like, huh? And then they're dead. Some of my friends don't have a PC and I want to play with my friends. We shouldn't need to buy another box to play with each other. Right. Here's you know what the easy solution to that is, Gundanium? No one's saying that you can't play with your PC friends, homie. That's not what we're saying. Nobody's saying that. Sure. Go ahead, brother. Go play with your PC friends. And you would be getting pulled into PC lobbies, and that's something that you would be choosing. I should not have to play against PC users if I don't want to. There's way more cheats. The control setup is completely different. Even if you're like, oh, well, we'll only put you against controller players on PC. I don't give a frick. A lot of the cheaters use controllers on PC, right? Like, if you want to play with your PC homeboys, go for it, brother. But you're going to be in a PC lobby. And that's your choice. You're choosing that. I don't have a choice. If I turn on crossplay, which they force me to do, to play MW2 Invasion, I have to turn on crossplay, which means I'm getting thrown in a lobby with a bunch of PC guys, and I don't want to play against them. I just don't. No thanks, man. If I get beat on the sticks by another guy on the sticks, kudos to him. If I'm getting beat by some sweatband wearing, G Fuel snorting, jumping around the corners, snapping and dragging his mouse all the way across his desk, I don't want to play against that guy, man. I just don't. That guy plays the game in a way that I'm just not interested in playing against him. That's not what I'm looking for. Using a VPN to protect yourself against content creator, I can understand. Plenty of cases show what happens when you don't, but using it to network manipulate should definitely be looked down upon. If you get caught using a VPN to leave your region, that should be a temporary suspension. Be like, hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. We have regions and we have latency and matchmaking and expectations for a reason, and circumventing that is against the rules. You should get a temporary suspension. Here's a nice 7-day ban for you. And it would really frustrate all these people who use VPNs to just absolutely crap on bot lobbies. And it's like, oh, what's up, guys? Got another hot one for you. Dropped a 30 bomb. Yeah, killing bots. Like, good for you. Like, what? This is part of the problem, I think, too, is the demand for good quality content just isn't there. It just isn't there. I was watching clips from this one individual, and it's like, they're not entertaining, they're not funny. There's this clear cringe fake personality thing they're trying to do, and their gameplay is just mediocre. Like, oh wow, you're running around the map like insane snap sticky aim on bots, on just terrible players. Why are people watching this garbage? Why is anybody watching this? It's it's bad. You don't need to leave your region to use a VPN. They know what they're doing. Right. They have digital taxes. You could even toss tax evasion. I don't think you can toss that on them. That's not what they're doing. Can't publishers start tagging people for cheating like they go after individuals for PPV streaming piracy? Look at what UFC has been doing to bar owners and other individuals. I love this laughing and working at the same time. What's good, Nolan? You mean the guys who break controllers every 2 games? I'm on PC. Some of my friends don't have a PC. I'm just saying crossplay should always be an option. I agree 100% it should not be forced. Okay, then yeah, Gundanium, we're having agreement then. you and I are of the same mind. Like, if you want to opt in and play with your PC homeboys, man, you go right ahead. But I don't want to play against anybody on PC. I don't. It's just a completely different world over there, and it's where a lot of the cheating is. Call of Duty is the lowest common denominator in gaming. It's Game Pass of gaming. There might be 4 people that make real content in that community outside of gameplay only. Listen, I'm happy to scoop up all of the thoughtful Call of Duty players out there. We run a very thoughtful channel. Could we get 19 more likes on the video? We do. We run a thoughtful channel, and we're not doing lowbrow nonsense. And we also have a reaction channel. And I reacted to Prestige's Key. I thought his take on the beta and the changes was pretty bad. We're gonna do what we can to bring the highest level of content and coverage to these types of games. And if you find a safe haven here and you're enjoying it, then great. Like, that's what we're looking for. That is absolutely what we're looking for. We're looking for people that want to thoughtfully engage and be a part of what we're doing. And if you're tired of the lowbrow content and the people that put up, montages of them just dumping on bots, well, then stop watching their content, All this talk of cheating makes me grateful for PSN, because if you get reported for cheating on that console, you have to pay to get back online. Even S-Cross commented in a vid, the PC and console separation was temporarily turned off at the beginning of the season, and they were farming controller users. It's well-known type of differences. I can stand on my own against PC players in COD and Chivalry 2, but that's about it. I wouldn't go that far. A lot of the movement is just for show, and it doesn't do much. What's Broken Messiah saying about movement? You can tell someone's actually good by their movement. Cheaters always have god aim and map awareness, but no map awareness or movement control. Well, I mean, yeah, sometimes they can fake it. I mean, I've seen clips of people that are blatantly cheating, and they try to move like a pro player. They're constantly jumping and sliding around corners and stuff. Like, they can really make it look like they know what they're doing. And honestly, it's kind of easy when you know where everybody is. You know what I'm saying? When you know where everybody is, yeah, come on. You don't have to worry about sliding into a room or, breaching a door. That's why Doc's a goat. He don't VPN. He the 2-time. Cheating's more rare on console because it's not just a script that you download. You actually got to buy hardware. I don't know anyone who does that. I think cheating on console's growing, Broken Messiah, to be quite honest with you. I do. I do. Thunder 402, I almost reacted to one of his videos. I almost did. I don't know. There was something with his tone and the way he talked about things, and he kind of swore a lot. I don't know. I'm not gonna not react to something because of swearing, but yeah. Prestigious Key, Exclusive Ace, The One Boom, and Thunder are the only COD YouTubers I watch. Honestly, congrats on the milestone. Thank you. It's actually hard to fake not having wall hacks. What's the difference between getting killed by a console peasant and a PC nerd? Says So Amazing. If it's due to cheating, and Infinity Ward needs to step up their anti-cheat game. But other than that, I see no difference. Oh, golly, I do. Homie, I played one game of Prisoner Rescue. There was a guy with a 9KD. Running around. He was clearly mouse and keyboard. This guy was jumping around corners, perfectly dragging his aim onto people, just melting us. And it didn't look like cheating to me. It just looked like a hyper-aware, hyperactive, very aggressive PC player. Brother, on the sticks... You like some people, you'd literally have to take, you would literally have to take the world's best controller player and put them against the most average mouse and keyboard player to even stand a chance. Like an above average mouse and keyboard player is going to smoke me every time. There just are. You never name one with a 9KD? You get reported for cheating on console and they ban you from signing into PSN, therefore requiring you to buy another PS Plus subscription on an alt account. The PS5 and the series been jailbroke? I don't think they have been, no. We don't need anyone being a bad influence on Lono. What do you mean? But again, says Omar, you're not supposed to be able to use mouse and keyboard in those matches. You are locked in controller before the match. Yeah, but that's assuming that it's working, Omar. You're assuming that the matchmaking's even working. It might not have worked, homie. I don't know. And what you're saying could be true, right? They could be circumventing something. They could be tricking the matchmaking to be like, oh yeah, I'm using a controller, and then they press a button and all of a sudden they're mouse and keyboard. Dead Silence, they nerfed Dead Silence hard for Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, you know what I find in common with all of the hardcore Call of Duty players complaining about Dead Silence? So the Modern Warfare 2 beta, one of the number one complaints I'm seeing from hardcore players is the nerf to Dead Silence. You want to know why they don't like that? Because they've probably been running a very, very similar build for years, and it just enables them to completely invalidate so many things in the game. It's just an assumed perk for so many players. It immediately invalidates so many things. Invalidates the sound they make, invalidates UAV, invalidates showing up on any of the equipment that other players might be using. All you gotta do is run one perk. One. And it invalidates a whole suite of things. He's not complaining. He's comparing between 2019 versus this Modern Warfare 2. Well, okay, he might not be complaining, but the videos that I've seen, Christopher, everybody's complaining about how Dead Silence is no longer a perk. Dead Silence is now, you know, it's a field upgrade, and it's not as strong as it used to be. Now, as far as it showing up as a field upgrade, it should probably be significantly stronger. Like, if they both nerfed it and made it a field upgrade, you're kind of hitting it from both ends. That's probably fair feedback to be like, listen, if this thing's going to be a field upgrade, you need to make it really, really good, because right now, it's not. So there were so many videos, and I was just like, man, oh man, it kind of feels like nobody wants to change their play style. The charge time is ridiculous, says Christopher. I saw a video showing that Dead Silence was a loud audio cue now too. What do you mean was a loud audio cue? How? To be fair, Dead Silence is too strong to the point it's a must-have. For people saying that bans are more effective on consoles, Modern Warfare 2 makes you register your phone number to your Battle.net account now, so you have to authenticate phone plus account. Yeah, a lot of these guys just grab, phone number off the internet. You can just keep, almost like unlimited numbers at this point. You have to get kills with it. It refreshes the time of Dead Silence. Yeah, you can hear when enemies activate it now. It sounds like a microwave going off after the timer. It makes a ding sound when activated? Wait. Why? Dead Silence has a loud ringing noise opponents can hear. Wait, I don't know. What's the point of that? Here, turn this Dead Silence on. Sweet. Bing! Why did it do that? I made some players with Dead Silence until I found the portable radar. Yeah, portable radar is really nice. You can't hear it, but enemies can. Look it up. Watch the video, brother. I mean, Christopher, come on. Have you ever watched one of my streams? I'm not going to watch that video right now. I don't do that. That's not something that I do. I don't watch videos in the middle of a show. I don't know what the guy's going to say or do, or what his video is, gonna put into my content. People camp until it's up, and then they pop it, and then they move. Someone made a video on it last night. Dead Silence, go. Get rid of Dead Silence, and it makes you show up on the map if you fire unsuppressed or sprinting. It's a one-time sound cue. Dead Silence is a perk that should not exist in any Call of Duty. It has always been a problem and a point of contention in the entire Call of Duty community, and in Warzone it becomes a must-have for most. Lono Live Unscripted Reacts. No, I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. Spoofing. Any attempt to hide, disguise, or obfuscate your identity or the identity of your hardware devices may result in a permanent suspension. Oh, so they're going to start banning people for hardware spoofing? What about VPNing to another region so you can fight bots? It sounds like you're going through a metal detector in terminal. 100% it just needs to be removed. This is the thing that I always got. This is the thing I never understood about Dead Silence. I never understood this. Why should you be able to invalidate a significant portion of the game just because you turned a perk on? Like, I don't get that. There are so many elements to the game that dead silence is just like, oh yeah, not me. Radar, no. No. Little ping systems, no. No. Sound, no. No. Like, what? I remember being so annoyed by that in Modern Warfare 2. It's like everybody just runs that, and nobody shows up. Just completely invalidates something that I think is part and parcel to game flow and game rhythm. To activate dead silence, you pull out a radio thing, and it has a beep when it turns on. It's probably what people are hearing. That is still not as effective as banning the sign-on for the account, because you pay for online multiplayer, you have to pay for online for alt accounts. Cheating is much more discouraged on console, says Corey. Why remove dead silence and not ghost or cold-blooded? Are those even... Wait, are ghost and cold-blooded in the game as perks? They have features in the game to counter dead silence? I feel dead silence is currently balanced in Warzone. Most players just opt it over other ground pickups. Dead silence was in the game way before Treyarch. Yeah, dead silence was in the freaking game. Well, no, what'd they call it? What'd they call it in MW2? I'm more mad about mini-map change for people showing on the map. Yeah, that's been a hot debate. The perk should only muffle footsteps, not silence them. So is the only point of dead silence to make you not make sound? Is that it? I thought it did more than that. Yeah, if you use the Epic Store, use code Lono. Dead silence was a problem in Modern Warfare. I'm actually shocked at the fact it kept it in Modern Warfare 2. It's been a headache for it to get balanced. It's been dead silence at least since OG Modern Warfare. Cold-blooded and ghosts are perks, and dead silence is a field upgrade. So maybe they're all running... Okay, so it makes your footsteps silence. To silence footsteps and speed boost. Dead silence increases FOV and makes you slightly faster. Okay. See, like I said in my one video, though, they may if everything works the same as the previous games, then those are just pre-built perks. No one's gonna pick anything different. I like that because you could sneak up on camps. I think one of the biggest problems with it is let me lay this out in a more thoughtful way. Yo, what's good, Hags? Let me lay this out in a more thoughtful way. Basically, what dead silence does is it removes the last bastion of player feedback. If somebody is running perks so they don't show up on radar, they don't show up on UAV, the last bastion of player feedback is that they're going to make some sound when they move around. Right? You can sneak up on people by crouch walking. Yeah, if you want to sneak up on people, you know, you can limit your sound by doing other things. You want to be able to run full speed and not make sound. Right, like if you want to sneak up in most games that I've played, if you want to sneak up on people and you want to limit your sound, you have to do something as the player to bring that about. You have to make a tactical, on-the-fly decision as opposed to being like, oh, I just turned this perk on, and now I can thunder through the map and no one knows I'm coming. Dead silence just removes the need for more skilled play in certain scenarios, which, in the more skilled player's hands, is a pain in the butt. I don't know if you guys noticed, but they removed reload cancels. Yep, I figured that out the other day during Invasion. I was very annoyed. I was super annoyed that they removed reload cancel. I went to reload my light machine gun too early, and I was like, oh shoot, and I swapped weapons, and I just kept trying to reload. So I switched to my other weapon and just used it for a little bit, and then I switched back to the light machine gun, and it was still reloading. I was like, are you kidding me? What do you think about Zim on console? I think any hardware peripheral like that that's going to allow people to do things, load scripts, I don't like it. I think it's just a door. You're opening up a door. So anyways, I started blasting. Campers can completely slow a whole game. Dead silence also goes against the reason for minimap changes. It's a stupid upgrade that's better gone. What? If you're concerned with dead silence and use portable radar to counter it, they put features in there to counter dead silence. No. Yeah, they put features in there to counter dead silence as it exists right now, Silent Warrior. If dead silence was a perk, you couldn't use portable radar to counter it because portable radar is on the timer. You can't just throw down a portable radar anytime that you want. You can throw it down, then you gotta wait. There's one perk that lets you insta-pull out your pistol during reload since you can't cancel reloads. You can test it on one of the default classes. It's not available in Create a Class. Yo, good morning, Infinite. Just like Rainbow Six Siege, you have to make so many decisions every moment of every round. You have to make the choice to move quietly or get discovered. Right, and that was one of my points. I mean, I had a short this morning that went out, and it's like, nobody wants to do anything new, learn anything new, or adapt. Everybody just wants the game to behave the exact same way. They're like, I really just need Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 to be DLC for all the Call of Duties up to this point. I don't want to learn anything new or do anything new. I should be able to run around the map, make zero sound, never show up on the radar, and be able to bum rush people. And they're like, oh, well, that's how I challenge campers. No, it's how you mindlessly run and gun and have virtually no repercussions to your play style. Like, I'm not saying that you can't rush campers with certain builds more effectively, but if you're sitting here wanting me to believe that you want all the perks from the previous game to work that way, it's because you're invalidating all of the player feedback that makes running around like a mindless dum-dum more difficult. I kept running into boyfriend-girlfriend camping twinsies, holding hands in every corner. I just ended up getting frustrated and walked away for the weekend. What game mode were you playing, though? What game mode were you playing? I had a guy complaining about camping the other day, and they said everybody was corner camping in Search and Destroy. By the way, guys, we've been streaming for 1 hour, so YouTube just said, hey, now's a good time to run ads. I think now would be a good time to hit 400 likes. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, that's free. I prefer not to interrupt the stream with ads. Feel free to hit subscribe and join in on the conversation. Tell me I'm wrong, I'm right, you disagree with me, whatever. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Plenty of new subscribers. We appreciate it very much. We also like to encourage people to consider doing a paid membership, and that's $5 a month, or you can gift members to other people. That gets you into all of our extra content. We do more members-only content on this channel than some channels make regular content. Challenge campers is that drill charge. I got killed by that and was very impressed with that piece of equipment. What's that? What does that do? This is proof sometimes players just want DLC, says Robert. It's the beta. Everyone will get used to it in a month and say it's the best Call of Duty ever. If the camper in your match is the problem, you should probably not be playing Call of Duty, because they are always the weakest player in the lobby. It depends. I've seen really, really good campers, right? They know how to move. They know how to manage their corners. They're putting down claymores. They're putting down different things. There are some campers that are really, really dadgum good at what they do. You know, shouldn't sequels have baseline of skills that are expected in every game? I think the rusher playstyle is intrinsic to the core of the Call of Duty community. Yeah, and they've not invalidated rushing. They've just said rushing has to look a little bit different now. They've not made it impossible to rush. It's just that you can't rush in the way that you used to. Don't you think that maybe when they did that, Corey, that's in relation to the size of the maps and length to choke points and length to OBJ? Magical Fat Guy with 13 months. That's over a year of membership. As long as COD doesn't turn into Siege or Tarkov, where I have to play slow and peek every corner, that gets boring. I don't think that's going to happen in this game. What's the difference between camping and hiding? Real question. Well, it depends on the game mode, right? So, camping would be a viable strategy in some game modes. You're supposed to hold certain positions and you're not supposed to expose yourself. Whether you're playing Prisoner Rescue or Search and Destroy, these are modes where holding a position and not letting anybody through it's literally what you're supposed to do. And then there are modes like Team Deathmatch, where when someone does this, it can be very frustrating because they're refusing to move. And they're basically playing on and preying on the enemy's impatience. People that are like, oh man, I can't wait this out anymore. I got to run in, right? And hiding and camping are honestly no different. You're hiding in a room. You're waiting for people to come to you. I can attest to this. I think he's saying in Team Deathmatch, it's Camping City all over the place, slow gameplay. Most of my matches go to time limit, when meanwhile it's only 75 kills to win. You can camp in Team Deathmatch you can't really camp a hostage. Yeah, this is why, like, listen. I'm gonna be real with you. The camping that's taking place in Team Deathmatch would still be happening even if you got your way. Even if you got your way and you had dead silence as a perk, as it always was, and even if the mini-map was performing as it always would, camping would still be happening in Team Deathmatch. Do you want to know why? Because all that matters in Team Deathmatch is your kill-death ratio. You're going into the most brain-dead mode, the most thoughtless mode, the mode that requires zero coordination, zero teamwork, just get more kills than deaths. So what do you think the average 2 brain-celled player's gonna do? They're gonna camp because they're literally protecting their kill-death ratio, because that's how you win Team Deathmatch. Like, that's how you win Team Deathmatch. Like, if you want people moving around, go play Domination. Go play Invasion. Play game modes where everyone's running around. Why? Because you have to. There's either an objective impetus or there's just a size of map impetus where, like, you're not going to stay put, right? The game punishes movement. But no, at one point you're right, because on audio is way too high. I will 100% agree with you there. Right now, audio needs trimmed way back. Game punishing movement is a true statement with respect to audio. It's not a true statement with respect to the mini-map and dead silence. That is one particular playstyle that has been modified, and we can't act like, well, the entire game is terrible or movement's just impossible now. Yo, Omar with a $5 tip. Call of Duty can hardware ban on PC. That would cut cheaters down immediately. They could even time gate first infractions. It'd be costly for more cheaters. Thoughts? I think more and more they're hesitant to hardware ban, Omar, because the most sophisticated and most, the repeat cheaters, they're spoofing their hardware anyway. So that's a lot of wasted time, probably, I would guess. I think the best way to handle cheaters on PC, so if you guys are just tuning in, Modern Warfare 2 cheaters are already in the game. That's the main subject. We've gotten a little off course talking about minimap and sound and everything else. As far as cheaters, like if I was developing the Modern Warfare 2 anti-cheat, I think you have to do it in layers. You have to make it to where at one level, your first approach is to waste the cheater's time. That's your first line of defense, is to waste their time. So, if you can put cheaters against cheaters, that's a great way for them to waste a significant portion of their time, because they're probably going to not detect it right away. They may spend a day or two, a week or a weekend. Because, listen, this first line of defense is primarily only going to work against the brain-dead dum-dums, the guys that are just too stupid to realize what you've done to them, because they're still probably going to get kills. They're still probably going to get some decent performance. I'll be honest with you, I would even put them in matches against bots, like really, really high-skilled bots that are also wall hacking and aimbotting, and let them feel some sense of accomplishment, like, oh my gosh, there must be other cheaters in here, but at least I'm winning, right? So what you would do then is that you would waste a ton of their time. So if you can snag a couple thousand people a day, doing that, funneling them off, getting them out of the main player funnels, getting them into their own sequestered funnels, that's prong number one. Prong number two is you ban them, right? You have to. You're like, look, this guy's figured it out. He's figured out what's going to happen, and you ban them. And what you would try to do is try to come up with some form of a digital signature so you know when that person hops back in on a new account. So as soon as they come back in the game, you've got these things that are pinging saying, hey, this is likely a cheater. This is likely a cheating account that's been made in response to getting banned. Now, some of that's pretty sophisticated, and, I'm speaking generically about things that would probably take a whole lot of time, but that would be, prong number two. Prong number three would be you have to get creative on the repeat cheaters. Once you've got somebody and you determine that this is their second account, third account, whatever, and they're cheating again, then you've got to do something again to make them feel like their wrecking face. You know, maybe at that point you're throwing them into lobbies. Listen, what if the 900 IQ play is just to throw these dum-dums into bot lobbies and they would never know it? They would never know it. They're so stupid. They're storming around the map getting kills so fast. They're shooting people as soon as they appear. They wouldn't even know they're playing against bots because they're killing live players so fast that you'd probably trick them even more. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep getting creative. They're like, oh, I'm definitely not in cheat lobbies yet because nobody's shooting back. I'm winning these fights, really, really quickly. I disagree. Hiding and ambushing is a valid tactic. The so-called camping is when folks find a choke point and just wait for peeps to get in their line of sight and they won't move at respawn. They go to the same spot, they rinse, repeat. Campers don't usually win matches nor have very good KDs. They're just a nuisance. Developers can easily put coding in that can decipher how fast your guns are firing, your kill-death ratio being off the charts, how aiming is working. Then you start hammering the wallets of those people. I've definitely encountered cheaters on console with crossplay off. I got tracked through walls, no footsteps, and had one guy who had dead silence on the whole match. I was joking about how hilarious it was when you were hiding from those dudes, and I'm saying that camping is an obviously legit strategy sometimes. Leaving an easily defendable position is dumb. Well, yeah, because if I could have pulled that off, like I was hiding from those guys, number one, it's frustrating to them. Number two, you're wasting their time. Like, right, they're a little bit of psychological warfare. They're getting irritated. They're trying to find you. And then if they fail to find you, then I could have won that round. The minute I move and engage, they're going to know where I am. They're combing over every square inch of the map trying to find me. So, to me, I think you've got times where it makes perfectly good sense to just hide. Cheat makers will find the exact percentage that flags your account and build their cheat to be just under it. No, they won't, Techno. No, they won't. How would they do that? The person using the cheat is going to go into the games and just get tons of kills, right? I'm talking about people that you catch. There's got to be people that are getting caught cheating. There's a report, there's a video, there's concrete information. There's no doubt this guy's using some kind of a cheat, right? There's no doubt at all. So what would they do with that person? You put them into bot lobbies. You put them into lobbies where they're just constantly playing against people that they think are live players and are not. They don't deserve the space on the server to give them their own bot lobby. Listen, complex problems require complex solutions, Fuzzy. Do you honestly think what they're doing is working anyway? They're just jumping back in and taking up server space anyway. They're jumping back in and taking up server space and ruining it for paying customers. Wouldn't it be better to be like, listen, man, 30% of these cheating dum-dums have no clue that we put them into bot lobbies. They're just racking all these kills and racking all these wins, and they think they're gods. And they got no clue that they're playing against a bunch of fake bots. They do have shadow ban lobbies in Warzone. Being smart's very different than alternating corners to crouch in. Let's not confuse playing smart or tactical as camping. Right. You have tens of thousands of cheaters. Find out which ones weren't banned, look at their stats, and then you make the cheat perform like that. Well, I understand what you're saying, Techno, but let's just focus on this, Techno. Let's just focus on this. You're doing whataboutisms and hypotheticals. You're doing hypotheticals, which doesn't help us. So stop doing hypotheticals. They're banning hundreds of thousands of cheaters, okay? And what do you think those cheaters do? They make another account and they jump back in, okay? So I'm talking about those cheaters. The hundreds of thousands of cheaters. Stop banning them and start putting them into bot lobbies where they're getting their kills and they're getting their wins. I guarantee you a really healthy percentage of those people would have no freaking clue that you had done it. Have you seen the clips of them storming through the map getting kills? No one is alive long enough for them to analyze gameplay. They're killing everybody right away. Techno's right. Cheaters that want to cheat will find a way to do it. You're not engaging with what I'm saying. Techno's not right about anything because he's not refuting what I'm saying. He's saying cheaters will find a way to customize the cheat to be less detectable. That's not what's up for debate right now. What's up for debate right now is hundreds of thousands of cheaters get banned on a regular basis. They get banned on a regular basis. Instead of banning those people, start shoving them into bot lobbies. Now, the thing that you're talking about, oh, well, they'll tweak the cheat so that they don't get detected. You're assuming that the cheat makers have the ability to get the stats of all the people that have been banned. So they're going to go and they're going to, like, what? Run a report on all of the people that got banned and look at their stats? Once they're banned, all their stuff's gone. Right? It's not like you can go get a report and be like, hey, Infinity Ward, do you mind emailing me the report of all the people that got banned? Your presumption's based on statistics that they don't have. I was talking about the cheaters that care about their account because they don't want to make alts. Right. And I got news for you. Let's not even worry about those guys. Worry about the hundreds of thousands of people that you're banning that just jump back in. That's what I'm talking about. It all reminds me of the complaining about turtling in fighting games like Street Fighter and Killer Instinct. Like, if I can't beat the turtler, that's on me. Make their friends tick at them for cheating. If they group up, there also needs to bring everyone into the bot lobbies. It's why they do the bans in massive waves. It's harder for the cheat dev to get the data on what's being picked up. Right, they do a massive ban wave, so you can't be like, oh, these are the stats that are triggering it. Team Ricochet says 90,000 accounts were removed in ban waves this week. Happy Friday. It's 90,000 plus at a time. Yeah, so you would need somehow to track all those banned accounts and all their stats, and I don't think you can do that. Right? I don't think you can do that. I don't think that the cheat makers have that ability. Could we get 26 more likes on the video? Thanks everybody who's tuned in today. Another great Monday, another great topic, and great engagement and discussion and back and forth and disagreement. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you've never been here before, hit subscribe and introduce yourself in the chat. Subscribing is free. Would love to see some new members or gifted members as well. We love to get new people into the community and into our members-only Discord. Who cares about cheaters when the scoring system is so busted? If you do this and you spawn on a teammate over and over, you will outscore any cheater? What are you talking about, Fun Knees? Who is doing that? Who's ending their player's life and respawning on a teammate over and over and getting and outscoring the cheaters? What are you talking about? Layer it. Bot lobbies, halt progression, better anti-cheat, and then the easiest one, ban the account. Can you put bot lobbies up that don't allow you to rank up or unlock the perks once you get caught cheating? No, because then they would know they're caught. Counterfeit, the thing that I'm trying to do, I just subscribed. Welcome, Rerun Trading. Is that related to reverse boosting? Oh, is he talking about how to reverse boost? You get 125 points for spawning on a defensive squad, teammating ground war. Homie, they'll patch that. You're not even engaging with the landscape of the discussion. We're talking about cheaters, and you're talking about an exploit, a point exploit in ground war. That's not a solution or a point worth making, my friend. Like, I'm not trying to be dismissive, but come on, dude. No one, that's not even remotely applicable to the discussion. If there's an exploit in ground war, they'll patch that. Because that's not how that's designed. I went from 505 to 514. I'll tell you what. I'm done with you. Lono wants them to waste their time by not knowing they've been shadow banned. That's what I want. I want bots to have their time wasted. Right? Like, you can't let them know that they've been discovered. You can't let them know that they've been caught. You can't. As soon as they know they've been caught, they're going to make another account and jump back in. So if you shove them into a bot lobby and they know that it's a bot lobby, then all they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, time to make a new account. Right? Time to make a new account. And then they jump back in and do the same thing. So it's that in effect is just like banning them. I'm saying you should do like 4 or 5 things before you ban them, right? Just do 4 or 5 things before you ban them. I don't know, randomly disconnect them from a couple of games, you know? Just randomly disconnect them. Be like, sorry, there was a server error on our end. And they're like, what the frick? Right? So you're kind of kicking them out of some lobbies. And then that if you do that too long, they're going to catch on to what's going on. So after a couple of, random disconnects, then you throw them into bot lobbies. And they don't know that they're in a bot lobby because they're killing people so unbelievably fast. Like, have you seen any of the clips of people doing the bot lot, like doing the cheats? They're literally killing everybody. They're running around corners, putting players down so quickly. There's no way in that foray that they're going to be able to realize, oh, I'm in a bot lobby, right? Make the bots pretty good. Make them move with some semblance of intelligence. Look, you already have the bot AI scripts written up for invasion, so have them running around some map, shooting at you. They're working on objectives. They're trying to grab prisoners, whatever the heck. And these guys just think they're slaying out. They're like, yeah, man, this is great. This is great. And then after like a week, maybe they suddenly like realize. Maybe they realize it. They're like, oh wow, I think I've been put into bot lobbies. None of these players are real. Well, then they would make a new account. What you're doing is you're slowing them down. You're wasting their time. Are you accusing people of signing a EULA and then reverse engineer the game to cheat? Slander, I say. People aren't cheating to progress their character. They're cheating for the monetization of videos and live streams on the platform in purple. That's not what we're discussing. Question, what if you took away the KD tracker from the game? Would this solve some of the cheating? No, it would not. No. What happens when a friend invites them to the game? Well, don't be friends with douchebags. Have better friends. You get pulled into the bot lobby too, dude. Sorry, man. The average person that's playing with their buddy, and their buddy's slaying out, you think he's quiet about how he's doing it? The average person playing with a cheater knows they're playing with a cheater. The few people that wouldn't realize it, I don't know. Sorry, man. Greater good. It's for the greater good. The general... Now, they wouldn't eternally get sucked into bot lobbies. But yeah, if you go play with a cheater that's in a bot lobby, enjoy the bot lobby, I guess. Once AI starts becoming available to developers, they can be able to start loading AI up on these servers to start tracking the whole community and start kicking people in real time. I mean, they have AI now that is trying to do that. You know what I mean? Take away KD? Yeah, that wouldn't do anything. That wouldn't do anything. Where are these stats coming from? Oh, are people saying are people saying the percentage of people that are cheating? I saw somebody put like 4% in the chat. There's no way that that's true. There's absolutely no way it's only 4%. It's got to be way more than that. Dude, whenever we play together, I'm so good. I love the lobbies you get, man. I love the lobbies you get. These guys are so bad. Tim the Tapman gets people banned mid-game while spectating if he's sure they're cheating. Well, yeah, when you have that many eyes on you, sure. PC players are messing up the game for everybody. Homie, I got news for you. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of Modern Warfare 2 cheaters that are using peripherals on their console. That's a growing number, I guarantee you. I guarantee you that's a growing number, my friend. I have severe doubts that it's not a continued increase of cheating saturation. Modern Warfare 2 cheats are everywhere, and if you think it's just PC, now yes, the greater number of people are doing it on PC for sure. People would track KD off the game through APIs or apps. KD's always been a part of COD. No, listen, Sorcerer says, I was just curious about it because I see a lot of them talking about their awesome KD scores. Here's what would happen, Sorcerer. They would just go into the game modes where, like, KD would still be obviously a part of the discussion. They would, like, track it in the corner or whatever. But the main thing they'd be going for then are the game modes where they can, like, win. Do you know what I mean? They can win. They're like, oh, yeah, here we go, man. Look at this amazing game. Look how fast we won this game. Look how fast we won Dom. Look how fast we won Team Deathmatch. Look how fast I won Free-for-all. You know what I'm saying? Like... And to be quite honest, Sorcerer, it wouldn't work because the rest of the player base would be like, what the F? The rest of the player base would be like, what the F? I'm playing Team Deathmatch and Free-For-All. Where's my KD? That's the only stat that matters in Free-For-All and Team Deathmatch, right? So where's my KD? Well, we don't want cheaters to see it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I get where you're coming from. You're saying, oh, it's one of the influencing factors. It's one of the things that gets people to cheat. It's one of the things that, like, gets people to, you know, oh, I got to get my KD up. I got to get my KD up. Yeah, I just think that in the grand scheme of things, that's a small motivating factor. They just want to win. They want to win every gunfight. They want to win every game because they're garbage, right? Like, can we get... Oh, we're right at 400 likes. Thank you guys for 400 likes on the video. We still have only had member renewals today. Who wants to be the first new member and who wants to be the first coffee order? We do have Reforge Roast. Welcome to Reforge Gaming, by the way. That's the name of the channel, and we do have our own coffee. It is not a sponsor. If you're a coffee drinker, you should try it. If you're not a coffee drinker, you should try our light roast. I've converted at least 3 people in the last 2 weeks to being like, I don't drink coffee, but this is fantastic. So, KD is always a part of a first-person shooter. You're getting yours today, Infinite? Nice. People always find a way to track and judge other players, all things included. Now, I've talked about this before in other instances, right? I have talked about the fact that if you took KD off of the scoreboard for some game modes, it would likely improve the flow of the game and the number of people going for the objective. Because a lot of the times, objective-based game modes, you have people that literally load into the server, they do nothing but hide, and they never help the team, and they never do anything, right? And then it's like, okay, come on. But they're going for KD. So if you ended let's prisoner rescue. If you ended a prisoner rescue game and all you saw was like points, prisoner rescues, assists, defense, things like that, well, then you would do those things, right? You would do those things. You'd be like, I'm going to do the things that get me points on the board. I want to be at the top of the board at the end. And what you would do is you would get all those kill death, those KD whores, they wouldn't come to the game anymore. There were guys that always did this in headquarters. They would come into the game, and if they were on your team, it was infuriating. Why? Because they would refuse to help. And they would just sit in a room, and they'd be like, look at you guys. Yeah, I got 7 kills over 2 deaths. They're just like slowly chiseling and creating this sculpture of like, look how good my KD is. Yeah, because you're going to an objective-based game mode. You're too soft for free-for-all. You're too soft for team deathmatch. So you come in here and lay on your belly in a room, and you kill people going for the objective that aren't paying any attention to you. So guess what? If those game modes did nothing for his KD, if those game modes did nothing at the end of the game to be like, yeah, this guy's got great KD, then guess what? Those guys would stop coming to those game modes because it wouldn't be anything for them to celebrate. Pet peeve of mine when I get into objective games like Dom, and I am with 5 caps more than everyone with a struggling KD, but the people on top of the board have 99 kills and 1 death. Yeah, and they don't do any caps. Exactly. That's exactly how it should be. Like, if you're gonna take the objective-based game modes and cater them in a way to you want people to do the objectives, well, then the scoreboard needs to reflect that. I'd rather have a cheater on my team than an AFK camper. I still hate cheaters, though. To be fair, I don't like going to the objective. That's where people are aiming. Right, but if you motivate people to do that, if you're getting more score, if you're getting more unlocks, if you're getting more progress, if you're being rewarded as a player for proximity to the OBJ, plays on the OBJ, captures, defends, things like that, and you're getting more points, more unlocks, more XP, more progress, buddy, you would see people play objective-based game modes a whole lot more differently. But what do? I got to get the gold diamond skin for my pistol, so I'm going to come into this mode and hide in the corner. Well, that's the most effective way for them to get the diamond skin on that gun. What if the most effective way for them to get diamond skin on that gun was to play the objective, and if they got like 1 kill capturing or defending the objective and playing aggressive, they got a ton of unlocks for doing that. Do you see what I'm saying? Reinvent the way that you incentivize behavior in the game. My man Eknor, super generous all last week. So many gifteds. Has a tier 3 membership and just hit a 5-month milestone. Because of the objective-based game modes suffer a lot, that's why I incline more towards Battlefield. Every mode feels like people are just playing Team Deathmatch. Halo ruined it. They reward you for playing the objective. You know who we're talking about. We're not talking about someone playing as a Slayer role. Yeah, we're not talking about somebody who's being a Slayer. A Slayer is just as important as the OBJ. No, I'm not talking about a Slayer. No, if you're running around the map slaying out on an OBJ mode, and you go like 25-5, homie, you're not camping in a corner and ignoring the OBJ. You are thinning the herd, and you are helping with the OBJ. Do you want to know how often someone goes into an objective-based game mode and runs around and slays out compared to the people that go into the OBJ modes and they hide because they're working on skins and unlocks? What do you think the more prevalent player is in the player funnel? How many Call of Duty players are like, bro, I go to OBJ modes and I slay out, bro. I slay out. No, they go into OBJ modes, hide in a corner, and slowly get the kills needed for their skins, unlocks, attachments, whatever they're working on. Why? Because they know that mode is going to be less challenging. If they take a gun they're less adept with, if they take a gun that they're not as good with into Team Deathmatch or Free-for-All, it's going to murder their stats. Even a good player is going to use this strategy. They are. Even a good player is going to use this strategy. A good player is going to be like, okay, I finally have to use these battle rifles or these pistols, and I want to get the unlocks for them and all the skins. Oh my gosh, if I go into Free-for-All or Team Deathmatch, I'm going to tank my good stats. I've got these great stats. I'm a pretty strong player. What are they going to do? Well, they're going to go over to an objective-based game mode. They're going to sit in a corner because it's going to work. It's going to be effective. But again, imagine a really good player going into an objective-based game mode and they know, I'm not as good with this weapon, but if I get some defense, if I get some captures, if I make some plays in this objective-based game mode with this gun, I'm going to get way more unlocks and points. Excuse me. If you want skins, you play hardcore. It's the fastest way. Something like, to unlock a skin, you need to reach 1 minute of holding a location in hardpoint. No. What I'm saying, Adam, is you would give people multiple ways to get those points, right? So, kills with the gun, headshots with the gun, but like what you're saying, getting kills while holding a location would be like some kind of a multiplier. Getting kills within so many seconds of a capture, oh my gosh, you'd get way more points. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm unlocking tons of stuff. Why? You got kills capturing a point. Like, once you capture a point, you got like 30 seconds. And in that 30-second window, if you get kills, you get a dumb amount of points. What's that going to do? Suddenly, the player is motivated to play the OBJ. Suddenly, all the OBJ game modes have people flooding them and actually caring about what's the objective. What's the objective here? Oh, to get prisoners. Oh, okay. Well, if I get kills with this gun while protecting my teammate carrying a hostage, like if I'm within so many feet of him, I'm gonna get crazy points. I'm gonna unlock a bunch of stuff for this. But that's not what people do, right? They're gonna take the path of least resistance, which is go hide in a room and get kills. Well, they would stop doing that if they were like, well, this is incredibly slow. My buddy said he played domination and he was going for captures, and those captures added a multiplier to his kill count, and so he had 4 or 5 captures, and he got a crazy amount of points at the end, and he unlocked a bunch of stuff for his gun. Suddenly, people would be using guns maybe they're less comfortable with, and instead of hiding, they would start playing the capture point because they want that multiplier. They want those unlocks. Like, there's always ways to change player behavior, and usually the best way to do it is through incentivization, like restricting player behavior or micromanaging player behavior. It typically doesn't work because people try to find ways around it. They try to subvert what you're doing. They try to subvert those barriers or those restrictions. But if you incentivize it and you're like, oh my gosh, I unlocked an entire weapon practically in 2 games of Dom. Why? Bro, I was going for captures, man. Oh, yeah, I was getting so many captures. Reinforce the way you want players to play. We all play for the dopamine hits. Vanguard points sucked because everyone got kill streaks for free. Yeah, I'm not necessarily talking about messing with game flow, Broken Messiah. Like everybody that jumps on a dom point gets like a point for their kill streak. No. I'm not talking about that. That breaks game flow. That's an overreaction. I'm talking about making people feel a sense of achievement by doing what the mode is asking them to do. Defend the hostage, get the hostage. Defend the cap point, get the cap point. Defuse the bomb, plant the bomb. All those things that you want people to do, like, you give them points for doing it. And then their gun is like, oh my, what? I got my skin so much faster. This is great. Like, if you look at the scoreboard at the end, and it's not about kill-death ratio, you would start to have way different player behavior in the game. A lot of the times, I think developers in games like this, what they do is they try to adjust player behavior through rewards for narrow behavior. And that doesn't work. It can't be narrow. Get headshots with this gun. Get headshots while laying down. Oh, shut the frick up. No. Get kills after capping a point. Get kills while capping a point. Like when you're actively laying on the point and the bar is filling and you get a kill, you should get a junk ton of points for unlocks on your gun. Yo, Eknor, so generous and still not stopping. Just gifted 5 memberships to the community. SMI, Stephen Richard Davidson, Seattle Chef, Tree, and Jalo K. If I just called out your name, you got a gifted membership. You can watch my members-only content, both future and past content, if you want to go back and watch the old stuff. And you can get into our members-only Discord. Something subtle Overwatch does is regen health point on objectives. Yeah, you got to be careful with that in Call of Duty. At the same time, I didn't like having to play certain modes to unlock pro perks like in Black Ops 2. Yeah, I'm not saying that, Dad of Dads. I just kind of address that indirectly. If you make me do something really narrow for this one particular thing, I'm going to be irritated. But if they're like, hey, you have to accrue weapon points to unlock skins and attachments for each weapon, and there's a variety of ways to earn weapon points. And the most simplistic way is obviously to get kills and assists. But on top of that, you can get a maximized or multiplied amount of gun points or weapon points if you're doing the objectives in the objective-based game modes. Are you capturing a point in domination? Are you taking a point, defending a point, rescuing a prisoner? All those things are giving you a multiplier. So you're going to unlock skins and attachments for your gun way faster in this system. No one's going to sit around and say, oh no, it's way faster to sit in a room and get 6 kills over 1 death. Well, my KD looks great. Yeah, but that's going to take you a dadgum lifetime. Listen, you're tapping into the way that players think. Players will maximize the fun out of a game. They will go for the most efficient, the fastest way to unlock everything. So that's what you do. You say the most efficient, the fastest way to unlock everything on the gun is to play the frickin' objective. And then that's what everybody would do. They're like lemmings, right? If you create really efficient grooves, right? If you create really efficient grooves, that's where people will go. Did anybody suggest repeatable bounties? Yeah, so people live in lost sectors for an entire season? I always felt like Call of Duty players like to flex the KD. You know it's all about the EP and size. Well, sure, Neffits, but I'm talking about fostering new behavior through incentivization. Cheaters don't care about skins. Well, obviously, we're getting on a side tangent and a side topic. The main topic is Modern Warfare 2 cheaters are here, okay? And I said the best way, the MW2 beta, there's no way they're gonna handle this. But when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 releases, I think the approach to cheaters should be completely new and rethought. I think what you do with cheaters, I think priority 1 is waste their time. Trick them. That's how you do it. You waste their time and you trick them. Because if you can get a couple 100,000 people in a given month to waste their time in bot lobbies and they don't know that they're in bot lobbies, You just shielded and protected the community from hundreds of thousands of really bad experiences. That's what you do first. That's your first line of defense. First line of defense is to take Modern Warfare 2 cheats and make them just waste their time. They're in a bot lobby and they don't know it. Because again, most of these dum-dums are just running around the map like Godzilla, killing anything that moves, and they would have no idea they're in a bot lobby. They just waste their time just spinning their wheels. And then when you finally ban them, you know they're coming back in, right? But at the very least, you made them waste weeks and weeks and weeks of their time. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's done. I mean, hey, I bet you right now, AFELs, I bet you they don't tell us what they do, and there's probably good reason for that. As far as I worked it out, if you kill people while in a capture zone, it does increase your gun XP. Why is my LMS such a low level, even though I got a lot of kills with it? It's because I'm being unhelpful. Well, Fun Knees, if they've implemented that system in the game, okay? If they've implemented that system in the game, they need to make it more clear. They need to make it more clear. Like, at the end of a game, you should clearly see, okay, this guy got a junk ton of points or whatever, you know, however you would do it. Even on your screen, it should say something. In a single day, one cheater has the ability to ruin hundreds of people's experiences. Right. And if he's in bot lobbies and has no clue, you just protected so many people from running into that douche wagon. How do people hack COD games so easily compared to other first-person shooters? Is there no anti-cheat? What's the excuse? It's a volume problem. Check your 6. It's a volume problem, right? So most online shooters don't have a player size that is this large. When you have a player size that is this large, everything goes up in percentages. So you have way more people. You have way more people cheating. Because the odds are greater. You just have more people. It's kind of like the inverse of fast food. You know what I'm saying? There's so many fast food restaurants in existence, you're increasing the likelihood of having a bad experience or getting a bad burger because there's just so many locations. Quality control is going to go down, right? It's kind of the same thing here. There are so many people diving in and playing Call of Duty Warzone and others, and it being free has a huge factor. Don't overlook that either, right? Warzone being free and being a massive funnel, there you go. I think Call of Duty has a bigger player base on consoles than PC. Crossplay should only be allowed between consoles, not PC. More cheaters are there. Yeah, Eknor, that was one of the first points we made this morning was just let me go crossplay and never play with PC. That a lot of people want that. A lot of people would like to be able to do that. What's good, Sven? I'm hearing a lot of ideas to change player behavior that are already implemented to some extent in Battlefield games. Nefitz, do you want to know why some of the time this stuff doesn't work or nobody pays any attention to it? It's because it needs to be painfully obvious. I call it monkey brain. You have to treat people engaging with technology like they have monkey brain. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. One of the main reasons is that when we engage with technology, there is so much automation and convenience woven into technology that we shut parts of our brain off because we don't have to use those parts of our brain. So we're engaging with the technology in an almost Neanderthalic way. It's not that you have lower intelligence, it's that you engage less of your intelligence when you're engaging with technology. I can give you a very practical example, and you probably will relate to this. What happens when you open up a new application and everything's different and moved around? Oh, come on! You almost turn caveman. Where's my stuff? Right? And you have to take, I don't know, 20 seconds to look at the pop-out menu. Oh, okay, it's over here now. But you immediately get angry and miffed, and you feel like your entire day has been ruined. Why? Because you're operating on the monkey brain wavelength. This app is supposed to do everything for you at the speed of light, so why on earth are you making me do all these extra steps? you're not engaging with it in an intelligent way. You're engaging with it in a way of like, it's supposed to do everything for you. Now, I say all that to say this. When you go into a video game, that is very much the case. You're not engaging like higher levels of intelligence. You're engaging two things. Like, you want that dopamine hit, and your animal instinctive brain is in the driver's seat. You're going to do everything you can to survive. You're going to do everything you can to win. This is one of the reasons why when you guys watch me play games like Call of Duty, you're like, man, it's like a different person. Yeah, you're right. I'm using a different part of my brain to play the game. So I fly off and get frustrated and I get salty way faster. Some of that's in my nature, but some of it's because I'm literally using a different part of my brain. I'm functioning more animalistically because it's all about winning. It's all about taking the path of least resistance. It's all about the monkey brain. So if people are engaging with the video game with their monkey brain, you have to make it so painfully obvious that they're getting extra points. You would need to literally show like 2 columns at the end of the game. It'd be like, cling, 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 cling. It'd be like, here's all your points. Here's all your unlocks. And then it would go over here on the other side. It would be like objective multiplier. And it would be like captures, defends, like hit him in the face with a sound effect every time too, right? Captures, defends, and then, you know, this line goes across the bottom like ding, 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 bling, multiplier times 4. And then you'd see all these other unlocks hit the screen. I got more stuff because I played the objective? Oh, well, okay. Now, you got to remember, a lot of times people end up skipping those screens, so you'd have to do it in a way where, you know, you're hoping you hit them pretty quickly, pretty fast. Like, you want them to see it relatively soon. But that's the whole point. They're ending the mode, and on that screen where you give them the pretty shiny things, you're making it crystal freaking clear you got more pretty shiny things because you did all these things. Now, it reverse that. If they get to the end of that screen and they go like ding, 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 they get all this stuff, and then it goes objective mode points, and it's like 0 captures, 0 defends, and then it shows all the next things that they're supposed to unlock grayed out. It's like, here's what you could have gotten. Do you know how at the bottom of a receipt at a restaurant, it shows gratuity for 15, 25, and 25%? They should be grayed out, and it should be like, it should show the multiplier, like a times 2, times 3, times 4, and it's like, if you would have gotten a times 2, times 3, times 4, look how many other unlocks you would have gotten. And they'd be like, oh man, those things are grayed out. I'd have gotten all those things if I'd have grabbed a couple capture points, if I'd have not hidden a closet the whole time. This is so true. There are people that want to log on after work, and when the kids go to bed, they just want to turn their brain off and shoot stuff. Show the player with the top multiplier, make it a contest. Yeah, show the player with the top multiplier. Like, you would even show it on the scoreboard. It would be like, Zubair, multiplier times 4. And then it'd be like, you know, 7 unlocks. You'd be like, he got 7 unlocks? Like, what? How? Well, multiplier. He's playing the objective, you dum-dum. Wouldn't that change the game mode? How to change the game mode? Don't you want people going for the objective the entire time? Like, oh no, people are actually going to go for captures and defend and domination. Oh, that's going to be terrible for the game mode. No, that's what you would want. Yeah, clearly Zubair's using cheats. He got 7 unlocks. Right? He stopped cheating because he got bored. Therefore, any updates on ridiculous cheats ended. But those tools extend back, so there's no reason they wouldn't now. Oh, you guys are talking about a specific cheat in the game? Abe says, I managed to get into some MW2 beta on Saturday, and I played incorrectly. I made a mistake by playing well, and the game punished me. Here I am at level 2, playing in a lobby of level 30-plus players. Abe, it is so overtuned. It is so overtuned, bro. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. My reaction video for the day will hit sometime today. Our first look channel already got a new video, Never Awake. And then the reaction channel is going to get hit with me reacting to a guy's video about skill-based matchmaking. It is ridiculously overtuned. Like, absolutely ridiculously overtuned. It's like, I don't even know. Like, the other night we played what were we playing during the members only stream? We played Modern Warfare 2 Invasion. Okay? Invasion. Big, huge mode. There's bots. It's supposed to be pretty laid back, right? Wrong. I had one good game. I was at the top of the board. I crushed it. I had good kills. I had a great time. The next game I was in, I couldn't even leave our opening spawn. I was taking 10 steps, crossing a street, and getting laser beamed by sweaty players. I was like, what just happened? It's like, I had one good game, and now I'm in here with these guys? These guys are taking this so serious. What am I supposed to do? I just left. I left the one game. I was like, okay, you win skill-based matchmaking. The lobby balancing I've seen in Invasion is nuts. Yeah, somebody got a screenshot the other night. Or the other day. It was like, I had one good game in Invasion, and the very next game, I was at the top of my team, and everybody on my team was garbage, and everybody else on the other team was amazing. It was like, I played well, and you thought I was so good that I could carry. Like, I think me and the second place person were pretty good, and then everybody else was just terrible. So it's like, wait, let me get this straight. You thought I was so good I was going to carry 18 scrubs? Like, what the frick? Evenly distribute them in the match. Don't put them all on one freaking team. It was so clear they were bad, like super negative, just clueless in the game. And then the other team, they had like everybody was positive and 3 people were negative. I'm like, bro, like, come on. That wasn't an accident. You stacked that team against me. What are you doing? Why is it this extreme? Here's a screenshot in case you're interested. Yeah, here. Yeah, was that during Friday night? Let me pull this up. Let me pull this one up. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay. Like, it's so blatant. It's so blatant that they manufactured this. Like, look at this freaking server result, okay? Look at this server result. That was Friday, right? So this is after I had a good game. And my very next game, like, look at this. Look at the insanity of the KD ratios. 0.4, 0.5, 0.7, 0.4. There, look how many people are in the negative, okay? And look how many people are positive. Me in the number 2 spot, okay? This guy down here has got a 343, and then there's some guy way down here who, you know, he died 5 times, so he must have played pretty well, but he didn't get very many points. So this guy's got a good KD, but he's not really playing the game mode right? He's not accruing points. The rest of us up here tried. Now look at the other side, okay? Look at the other side. Everybody's positive in the top 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Half their team is positive. The top 11 teammates are positive. And then look down here. Here's where the negative people start to show up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people went negative on their team. 6. Now, if I'm supposed to believe that this isn't some kind of manufactured nonsense, it's so obvious. You stacked some team and you absolutely sandbagged my team. This is not an accident. This is on purpose. How do you die so much with nothing to show for it? Yeah, like you got people here in just double digits, 19, 19. Now I had double digits, but at the same time, look at my score. Look at my team score. I'm a heavily engaged player. Look at their guys. Their top scores, look at their top scores. Their top 4 are in double digits. Why? They're a heavily engaged player. So these guys in their top 4, they led their team to victory and they died a lot. Okay, that's totally fine in Ground War. That's totally fine. But this is so manufactured. This is absolutely manufactured. I had one good game, and it wouldn't surprise me if this guy right here, if I were to send him a message, this big boy guy, I bet you he just had like a really good game too. So we had a really, really great game, and all of these people over here, they jumped in to Invasion, and they're viewed as good players. So they've grouped them all together, and they said, all right, Reforge TV and Big Boy, they're going to carry Scrub Squad Nation to victory. And it's like, what on earth? People performing that poorly in Invasion, you did that on purpose. You put all those people on my team to it's like reverse sandbagging. It's like you're just putting anchors on my team. That's lobby balancing on full display. That doesn't happen by accident. You don't have that many players with that good and that bad of scores all clustered together like that. That's not a thing, dude. That doesn't happen that's not an oops-a-daisy. Like, oh, oops, I don't know what happened. Somehow all the good players ended up over here, and somehow all the bad players ended up over there. Yeah, and it just happened to take place after you had a really, really good game. Like the game right before that, I just absolutely crushed it. I had a bunch of kills, I had a bunch of points. I was like, yeah, man, that's why I like Invasion. And then the very next game, I remember it saying that we were losing. It said that we were losing, and I was like, wait, I don't understand. I was like, how are we losing? I was like, I feel like I've been crushing it. What's going on? And then I saw the scoreboard at the end, and I was like, oh, well, no wonder we lost. Like 80% of my team went negative. I don't know what they were doing, but they played really, really poorly. And then I looked over at the other team, and I was glad somebody grabbed a screenshot. I was like, look at that. I was like, well, no wonder we lost. I was like, You rigged the deck before the game even started. Of course we lost. You determined the outcome before anything had happened. You know, not a single bullet had been fired yet, and they were like, "Yeah, this team's gonna win." I noticed that the last 2 weeks, I have 1 or 2 games, and then boom, I'm getting clapped for 5 games after that. We've told Activision to tone it down, but they just amp it up. Yeah, it's freaking awful. It's freaking terrible. It's so overtuned that it almost makes you feel like someone's actively watching you play. I know this isn't happening, by the way. I'm just telling you, like, this is what it feels like. It's like someone's watching you play, and they're like almost with an angry look on their face, like, yeah, this is a good player. And then like they punish you for it. And my question is, all those people on that other team that all had those amazing stats, are they about to have the same experience that I just did? They all had killer games. Like, the top 10 on that team, the top 11 of them, they all went positive. The top 4 crushed it. Are they all about to get thrown into some insane lobby? Like, are they going to have the same experience as me? Because I tell you what, that's not a rotating door of gamer health. That's not a rotating door of a community health at all. You're literally putting people into a cycle of, hey, good job. Yeah, that was a good game. Now suffer. Like, what are you doing? Week 1 was actually a good experience. Once week 2 opened up, it was MLG. It was like MLG was unlocked. It was ridiculous. Yeah, everybody said that week 2 felt like the sweatiest Call of Duty they had ever played. It did. It felt like a beta. I'm sorry. It felt like a tournament. It was a beta that felt like a tournament. Yeah, you did good. Now we're gonna put you against FaZe. It's why they disband lobbies, so they can throw you into a sweatier lobby. Right. That's one thing the one guy talked about. He said he thought that. He's like, I think they're doing this. He says, I think they're putting us into they're disbanding lobbies so they can constantly throw you into matches where it's like a fresh setup. It's like, yep, here you go. Here's a really sweaty game. Here's a bunch of really, really great players. Sounds like my normal experience of playing anything PvP related lately. I don't want to suffer. I just want to zoom and shot the mans. They'll disband and then throw the best players in the previous lobby back together. Oh, to like fight it out, duke it out. They'll like split you up. Yeah, that's always a great feeling. When you're on some guy's team and you're both slaying out and then they split you up and make you fight against each other, you're like, I don't want to fight against this guy. He crushed it last game. And he's thinking the same thing about you, right? Like, I don't want to do this. It doesn't sound like a good rhythm, you know? Nice job. Now F off. Well, yep. The thing that I find funny about this debate too is that people always say, well, you're complaining because you just want an easy time. Or you're complaining because you want to crush noobs. And it's like, no, that's not it at all. I would just like to not have to go through the very thing they're trying to protect people against. It's like, you're trying so hard to protect people from a bad experience that you give me a bad experience based on the smallest slice of data about me as a player. It's like, you know nothing about me as a player. You know nothing about me as a player. All you know is I had a good game. And now I'm in some funnel of like, hey, you played real good. And you go over there. You go over there and we don't care if you have a terrible time. We don't care if you have a terrible time. We got to protect these people over here from having a terrible time. Hey guys, we just hit 2 hours on the broadcast. Do me a favor. Could we get 60 more likes on the vid? There's still so many people here talking about the Modern Warfare 2 cheaters, as well as some of the other issues with matchmaking. Are you going to mention that you can go in a 4-stack? Yeah, you can only go in as a 4-stack in a 20v20 mode. Yeah, that's also really stupid. At least let me take like 8 people in. Or, yeah, 20v20? Yeah, at least let me take 8 people in. Because you could do an 8, an 8, and a 4. You know what I'm saying? You'd have to pay to get a new PSN or live account to get back online. There's no way to bypass that. It's like saying that you can bypass needing PSN or live to get online in the first place. There's a ton of connection issues that come with skill-based matchmaking too. Options fully fledged for lobbies, gamers unite. Console-specific crossplay, truly random matches, or skill-based matchmaking. Let us choose. Input lobbies, total user choices. There's a certain limitation you have to put on that though, Derek. If you give people too many choices, you can actually fragment the player base and fragment the funnels of matchmaking. Matchmaking has to, be pretty straightforward and simplistic. But I do think giving players some choice is important. Allow 2 teams of 4 to matchmake together. Every time that lobby disbands, you're getting a fresh readjustment of the skill-based matchmaking, so you'll notice that difference for sure. Yo, it's good, Louisi. Perfect example. Had a great game of Team Deathmatch. We won 75-74. The next match we lost 75-35. How does that make sense? Right, you won by a single point, but you guys played so well, JW, that they were like, get effed, bro. It's time to sweat. Now apparently your team is going to get decimated. Listen, this is what happens when game companies go full. When they go full, it's like they're so concerned with protecting people from something, they're corrupting their own aims. Like, I'm an average player and I have a terrible experience with skill-based matchmaking. Like, I'm an average player. I'm not some pro that's like angry that I can't drop montages every game. I'm like an average player, I have a rock solid 1.1 KD, and I'm having a terrible time. I'd take some credit for Lono's one good game on Friday night since I was attached to his hip the whole game. No, you weren't. Never go full. You always have the option to not engage. Yeah, let's just not play. Let's just not play. I'm not buying the friggin' game because I'm sick of the cheating and the company seemingly let this crap go on. Well, that's one of my discussion questions. That was one of my discussion questions. The Modern Warfare 2 cheaters, are they affecting your decision to buy this game? That was one of my discussion questions. Like, are you guys second guessing your choice? Like, has the veneer worn off? Are you like, yeah, it was a really fun beta, but friggin' cheaters, get out of here. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Got to think about the bad players also. Bad players would like to play against bad players, so the systems lets them get the odd kill. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that really bad players don't need some level of protection. I think they do. I really do. Yo, Phantom Phoenix, thanks for jumping back in as a member. I don't think so. I think they're overcorrecting so much. It's like it's like that old proverb where the fool says he won't go out in the street because there might be a lion, right? It's just so foolish. What do you mean there might be a lion in the road? What are you talking about? Like, he's excusing laziness, right? And it just sounds foolish and ridiculous. Kids will do this. They'll be like, I can't, it's too heavy. And they claim that, like, a piece of paper is too heavy for them to lift. This is such an overreaction. It's like, well, we need to protect the bottom 10 to 15% of the community, and they completely exaggerate what needs to happen. Look, you don't need to immediately change my player funnel because I had one good game. Like, I guess I just ruined a bunch of people's day, and now I gotta be punished? Now I gotta have my day ruined? Like, what the frick? Listen, take the bottom 10 or 15% of the player pool and just always put them in lobbies with each other against bots. And then the rest of us can just be in pure connection-based matchmaking. Listen, I'm sorry if you manage to pull a 0.6, between a 0.6 and a 0.1 KD, you're good enough that you're just not going to play against bots all the time. You're going to be in here with the real players. You know? I don't want to play against them, and I don't want them on my team either. Put them in their own world. Yeah, like, they're so awful, just get them out of the player funnel. If you don't protect them if they quit, the next 10% of the bad players, eventually you have a dead game. Right, but what I'm saying is, Funnies, in the general spectrum of players in a game like Modern Warfare 2, the bottom 10 to 15% are freaking potatoes that might as well be playing with their nose, okay? They might as well be playing with their nose. Those people, whatever, I don't want to play against them anyway. Like, you might as well make me play against a bot. It's just as satisfying. Oh, wow, I killed a guy that was staring at a wall, right? And also, you know, I don't want them on my team either. I don't want them in my player funnel. If you're that freaking terrible, then you should be in your own player funnel. The rest of the player pool that can seemingly get a 0.6 KD or higher, listen, suck it up, Cupcake. Like, you got to be able to play with everybody else. And honestly, I think if you did it right, all those lower skilled players would be able to get some kills in the match because there would be other low skilled players in the match. Now, sure, they'd run into me and I'd dust them up because I'm above average. And an above average player against a really bad player, it's not even a competition. And then I'm an above average player. I'm going to play against some sweaty, just no-lifer, and he's going to dust me up, right? Now I'm having a dynamic experience. Hey, I'm Nadia, and this is why I'm the best female player in the world. 4-16 at a LAN event. Got to play with the big boys eventually. I canceled my ultimate pre-order after the beta. Really disappointed, said Ryan. They're thinking there's a line in the road so bad that they change the skill-based matchmaking to a point that they manifest that line into reality in the form of the rest of the player base being angry. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. They literally manifest the thing that they're trying to avoid. Like, watch my gameplay on Friday afternoon and watch my gameplay on Friday night. Do you honestly think I had a good time? I didn't. I had 1 or 2 good games each play session, and the rest were so irritating, so lopsided, so not fun, you quite literally manifested the very thing that you're saving other people from. Well, we have to protect these thumbless potatoes from you because you actually put up some good stats, and we don't want them getting stomped. And then I spend the rest of the evening getting stomped into dust. And it's like, well, I don't understand. Why is their experience more important than mine? I don't get it. But did you keep playing? That's what they really wanted? I didn't play any off stream. We had to do a 2-man queue non-crossplay to get good matches. Yeah, Eugene and I had a perfectly fine time when we just queued up with 2 of us non-crossplay. That was seemingly the only way to tone it down. And even then it started to heat up. It started to heat up because we were both putting up pretty good stats. He was putting up way better stats than me, but I started putting up better stats. So when I started putting up better stats, it started to turn the temperature up. It's like, well, I know you're only a 2-man squad, and I know you're non-crossplay, but it still is going to start finding those sweat lodges for you. Even matches? I think they were pretty close matches. Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch. Obviously, I was drinking, but so I don't remember every detail of the night, down to the minute details. It never got unbalanced, though. Yeah, the point is, it was never a landslide. It was never a landslide. We did a non-crossplay 2-man squad in Prisoner Rescue, and all of a sudden it was never a landslide. We were able to have a back and forth. We were able to have some good fights. Because the minute there's a landslide that starts to take place, it just kills the morale. You're like, well, this is over. It's like, this is over. This is over before it started. I think Infinity Ward thinks that people will blindly play over and over with the hope that the skill-based matchmaking will even out in the long run. Even without matchmaking, you get the same effect in other games. I've been in other shooters where I've ended up camping their start in other matches, and we get camped at the start location. I'm not sure what you're telling me. Awesome beta. Oh, that got retracted. Cheaters, skill-based matchmaking, and crossplay issues are all preventing me from purchasing, says Mike Quad. Thanks for the free PlayStation weekend to let me figure that one out. Yeah, Mike Quad and other people saying, the Modern Warfare 2 cheaters and skill-based matchmaking is driving him away. When I play solo, I always find good matches on Warzone, Halo, Apex, Fortnite, and in this beta. Whenever I play with my bud, he's really good, I have a bad time. Yeah, because you're getting drug into his funnel. Part of the reason I think the other night got really, really bad is Eugene had already been grinding and already had really good stats. So the minute I grouped up with him and we went into Invasion and we went into Prisoner Rescue, it just immediately put us in a different funnel. It got okay when there was just 2 of us, and I think some of that's because, okay, we're going to put you in other lobbies with squads, but it's just 2 of you. We did Prisoner Rescue with 4 people the one day, and it was horrible. We scored like 50 points in 3 games. I canceled my pre-order this morning. Just need time to take it in before making the commitment. Do we know anything about anti-cheat that will come out with the full release? I didn't see anything about anti-cheat when I launched the beta. Apparently, Abe, people are theorizing that they're running an old version of Ricochet so that the cheat makers can't prepare for the launch. So they'll have like a whole new update for Ricochet, and I think that's a pretty good theory. I think it's a pretty good theory. I think what they're going to do is they're going to shoot for that opening weekend to really, really make it hard to cheat. And then a week or 2 later, the cheating will increase. Is that the game's way of saying get good? Yeah, maybe. What about core game mechanics? I don't have really any issues with any of the core game mechanics. There's a lot of people complaining, but it seems like they're complaining because they want things to stay the same rather than change. What's your, here's the chance of disbanding lobbies. We heard a lot of you on disbanding lobbies. We're working on a few tweaks to increase the chance of lobbies staying together and improving the UI when it happens. My thoughts on that? My thoughts on that is they'll just use it to lobby balance, which is just another way to do passive skill-based matchmaking. And if you have a couple of good guys on your team, they'll split you up and make you fight against each other. I hate to sound like a cynic, but I got news for you. Infinity Ward is not going to suddenly let lobbies stay together where you had a really good game and the other team didn't do so hot. They're not going to let that stand. They're going to literally separate you from the good people on your team. I'll just never turn on crossplay unless playing with buds. I had this problem with Apex where I felt like I was punishing my friends when asking them to play with me just because I play more. Yeah, the last time I played Apex, I had that experience. I played with people who had played Apex quite a bit more than me, and they were not amazing. They were just good players. They weren't pros, but they had good stats, and it was terrible. Like, it wasn't fun. It was immediately like, oh yeah, you're playing with some pretty good players. Here you go. Here's a server full of good players. It's like, cool? Like, I guess I won't play your game then? Like, the games are designed to be played with friends, and if you play with somebody who's better than you, it's like, that's just going to absolutely ruin your night. Like, there was a sense of elation, right? Do you guys remember this? So in Modern Warfare 2, back in the day, when me and my boys, we just played headquarters all day, there was a sense of elation and excitement when certain people got online. Because you're like, oh yes, we are about to slay. This guy's a killer. When he plays with us, we have such an easier time, right? You'd get excited when certain players would get online. You'd be pretty pumped. Now it's the exact opposite. It's like, bro, I don't think I want to play with that guy. He's too good. He's too good. Like, it's going to be misery the whole night when we play with him. You know, he's got like a 2KD on his career, and he pulls us into these terrible lobbies. Out of curiosity, what games do a good job with matchmaking? I know COD, D2, and Apex always struggle to balance those lobbies. I don't know if I've ever had a good experience, Abe. Even at the end with Destiny, I would be like, all right, guys, let's check out some Iron Banner, you know, and I'd get one good game in, and it was every time. Man, why don't you play more PvP? You're pretty good. And I'd be like, just wait. Just wait. Wait until. And then second game, I would probably do well again on the second game. By the third game, I'm like, yep, here we go. Here we go. I'm in a funnel of people that are way better than me. They live in PvP. And now I have to play against them because the game is determined that I'm not a trash can. And that's all you need. What's the report say, Johnson? This player here has a pulse. Yes. And he's not a potato. Got it. Put him in the tough funnel. It's like, what the frick? It gets addressed in our video later. I react to a guy's video and he touches on that. He touches on the lack of nuance in the skill spectrum, and it's really, really important. So make sure and check out that video. Playing with friends is undefeated for me. I'd much rather get schooled by a buddy than randos. Private matches would be the only role for me. After a mildly good win streak, you got to buckle up for the third or fourth game. That's what I'm saying, man. Time for a 3.0 KDA. Yeah, for that warm body. That's right. I think they made control skill-based matchmaking again. Can't seem to get a handle on that. To be honest, if they remove skill-based matchmaking, the player count would drop hard. Yeah, you guys will have to watch my reaction video later. I don't want to cannibalize that video because I'm giving you glimpses of the points that I make in that video and the points that the other guy makes. It's actually a really, really good vid, and you know, I hope you check it out. I hope you enjoy it. I don't want to. There's a lot of things you guys are saying that are contained in that video, so I'm not going to give it to you now. I'm going to make you watch that. If you want my thoughts on that, you'll have to watch that video on that channel. Because that's why we have multiple channels. That's why we have multiple channels. The only crossplay I ever wanted was between consoles. Playing with my buddies on other platforms would be cool. Right. Yeah. but not with PC and the likely cheaters crashing the party. Literally. That was my experience with Iron Banner recently too. I'd play well, get a few wins, and then I'd be losing for the next several matches. It's just back and forth. Yeah. What's that video called? It's not live yet. It's not live yet, but I think that's the name of the command. We have a Reacts channel, and it'll be hitting that channel sometime today. At least I thought that was the command. Nope. Hang on. Alias. Reacts. Now, this alias system is supposed to work. If I use Reacts now, it's supposed to get the reaction command to work. That's how I understand the alias. If this command is supposed to call another command, specify the other command here. Why does it do that? That's not an alias. All right, hang on. I'll just add reacts. So we'll have reaction and we'll have the reacts command. There. Yeah, we don't need it to be an alias. Okay. Time out. I'm ticked at the generalization of PC. I get straight up toxic talk from lobbies because I'm on PC and I must be a cheater. It's sad, honestly. Homie, it's not your fault. What do you want people to do? Like, what do you want people to do? What was PUBG supposed to do when 99%, like I'm not kidding you, they came out with a report and it was like 90% of the cheating came from one region of the world. What are they supposed to do? Region lock that region. Your player base is more important than upsetting some sentimentality about like it's. If you live in that region of the world, man, I'm sorry, but that's the facts. If 90% of the people cheating in PUBG live in that region, sorry, man. Like, and that's the problem with PC. Like, it's not your fault, but it's the cheater's fault. Many people have this growing disdain for the PC platform within crossplay because of this. Guys, can we get 24 more likes on the video? If you're tuning in this late in the stream, we've already kind of gone round and round about Modern Warfare 2 cheaters, and I basically said, what about crossplay? This is one of my discussion questions that we didn't get to. Will this be a hated feature right after becoming more normal? Right? Do you think that crossplay is going to almost immediately become a feature that people don't like after all this time, after all these years of people saying that crossplay needs to be a standard feature? About an hour left of sweaty beta good time. Yeah. There's not much time left. Battlefield 2042 has mild skill-based matchmaking, and it seems to work pretty well, says Hemulin. Okay. Sometimes we get rolled, sometimes we roll. Hemulin, I wouldn't use Battlefield 2042 as a good example for anything, because their player funnel is so small that you're not getting a healthy sampling of what a game this size will ever look like. You know what I'm saying? The game felt better when I turned crossplay off. Yeah, Eugene said that when he had crossplay on, he felt like there was more latency, there was more hit detection. At least I said that too. I said I felt like I was having more hit detection problems whenever we played on crossplay. Wouldn't skill-based matchmaking separate the goods and the bads in X-Play over time? No. Here's the problem, Chris. You're asking the question as if it's a ranking system. And it's not a ranking system. It's an ad hoc, on-the-fly system. So it's not like, oh, this guy's been playing for a month. Yeah, sometimes he has crazy breakout games and sometimes he doesn't. Let's put him in this mid-hemisphere of gamer. That's not what it does. It's, oh, he had a couple of good games, throw him up here. So it just clusters you according to the performance of like the last couple of games. That's how most skill-based matchmaking systems work. They're too ad hoc, they're too on the fly. It's not a representation of your actual skill. It's kind of a misnomer. It's kind of a a poorly used term, because it's not matchmaking based on skill, it's matchmaking based on recent performance, which is not indicative of your skill most of the time. Unless you're like a super consistent top tier player, but even then, are they only allowed to play at those levels then? Basic math says this will always approach a 50-50 split. Every win means somebody holds an L. Perfectly even matches will mean roughly 50% wins and losses. If I get an L, somebody gets a W and vice versa. More than the multiplayer, I'm looking forward for the campaign and some co-op fun. Listen, I'll be honest. Modern Warfare 2 still has my attention because the campaign and the raids that they talked about. Seriously. Modern Warfare 2 raids? Sign me up. Sign me up. Let's go. The shooting feels so good in this game. It really does. It's hit scan Rico. I don't think there's any travel time projectiles in the game unless it's some kind of like a rocket or grenade launcher or something. What I missed? Cheaters already? Yo, it's good, Adon. Yes, Modern Warfare cheaters are already in the game. There's videos, there's evidence, there's proof. MW2 cheats are here. They were in the beta, and that was the discussion question today, was what does that mean? Like long term, what does that mean for the game's health? What does that mean for you and your desire to play? You know, are you gonna forego the game? Are you gonna skip out on multiplayer? Are you gonna skip out on crossplay? There's a lot of things that I think people are gonna do in response to the cheating. Be able to turn off PC crossplay, let apes play with the apes. Well, I mean, I don't know if I like that phrase, but I mean, I get what you're saying. Is Infinity Ward going to be supporting both Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2? Yeah, they have 11 studios working on Call of Duty as a franchise. They've got plenty. I'm really hoping it's the red herring you were talking about earlier. What do you mean it's the red herring? Like they faked people out so that they could cheat and then they'll get everybody when the game launches? So should matchmaking be based off of average KD? No. No. Listen, either build a ranking system that if people want to go play based on their career stats, they can. And then if they don't want to, they can avoid it. Right? Or don't do it at all. Like, I should be able to go into like quick play or certain funnels and just know like this is pure connection based. Doesn't matter how good or bad I play, I'm just going to play against people. Now listen, you have to understand, as a very average player, when I say that, I know that I'm signing up to play against players that are well out of my league. I know that. But I'm also going to play against players who are at or below my level of skill. And it would create more variety. What happens now is I more commonly play against people that are out of my skill hemisphere because they feed you a couple easy games right off the rip for that day. It probably resets every, 16 hours or something. And so I boot up and go strong. Oh my gosh. Second game, probably another strong game. And then all of a sudden they're like, yep, we get a live one here. And then they throw me into the bad funnel. I'd go 30-5 one game and 10-15 the next. Every other match was an absolute slugfest. Skill-based matchmaking was very strong. Now, I'm not saying a perfectly balanced 1.0 KD experience will be the most fun, but it would mean it would be more fair. I would argue the closer to 1.0 KD ratio you have, the more fair balance your experience has been. If it goes way higher, it just means you've been playing against people below your ability. I don't think I agree with that. No. I don't think it's automatically more fair and balanced if you have a 1.0 KD. Because if you typically have good instincts and make good decisions and can rack up like a 1.5 to 2.5 KD, and then you start averaging a 1, I feel like something is tipped. Something in the scales is tipped. You've been put in a funnel that is not fair. You've been put in a funnel that is like that actually gets addressed in the skill-based matchmaking video later. So I'm gonna let that one go. That gets addressed in that video. He addresses how players can feel that they're improving, and he talks about it in a way, and I add to it. It's actually a very good video. So again, make sure you're subscribed to the Reforge Reaction channel, because he outlines that. He talks about how players can have a sense of improvement and skill improvement and performance improvement, and that's addressed in that video. So be sure to check that out later. That's related to what you're saying. But on the surface, I can tell you right now, I don't agree that people getting a 1.0 KD experience are having a more fair experience. I think that's flattening out the discussion and assuming that getting a kill and then getting killed is somehow a fair experience. I don't think that that's necessarily fair in a shooter where the object of winning is to not have kill, die. It's you got to get more kills than deaths. Like, that's fundamental to winning in these games. You can't always be the best. If you go up 2.0 and you get put against better players, your stats will drop or even out. Simple math. Right, but the problem is you're arbitrarily doing that. Imagine if you did that in any other environment. All right, we've got the JV team and the varsity team, and anybody on the JV team that starts to hit these run times on track and field, we're going to immediately bump you up to the varsity team. And then suddenly their impressive times are not impressive. What the frick? That doesn't seem fair, does it? Oh, but they're performing at the level of these guys up here. Their peaks are the average of this team of these guys up here. Yeah, move them. What the frick? No, you're arbitrarily determining what my skill looks like by moving me. What? So because I start playing better and start hitting 2.0s, you get to pick me up and move me, squashing my ability to have any sense of accomplishment? Yeah, I mean, I was hitting 2 KDs, and they put me in some really tough lobbies, and now I'm barely pulling a 1. Oh, what's fair about that? Why do you get to do that to me? What rule is there that because I'm starting to play better, you get to relocate me or adjust my experience by turning knobs in the background? That doesn't make any sense at all. In most competitive environments, even in Chessmaster environments, there is a procedural way of going up to where just because you had a really, really good run doesn't mean they're throwing you in the deep end of the pool. That doesn't make any sense. This person's performing well at this hemisphere. Let's yank them up to the upper rings of chess masters, and they get obliterated. Yeah, well, their win ratio went down. Of course it did. It wasn't some natural trajectory of progression up a step ladder. You just yanked somebody out of their weight class and threw them in another one. Racing isn't the same kind of competition. You run against the clock. In every win, there's a corresponding L. The large numbers will necessarily trend towards 50-50. No, that's not true. No. Pre-Black Ops era, where they manipulated the matchmaking to bring about a 50-50 win and loss ratio, that wasn't true. Larger percentages of the player pool had better win ratios than other portions because they grouped up, played together. My buddies and I had a win ratio that was not 50-50. We teamed up, we communicated, and we won 90% of our games. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, look at sports. That's the way sports works, right? Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, and we track teams' scoring and win records, and there are teams that go 9-1, and there are teams that go 2-7. Like, you're going to have people that just play better. You're going to have people that outscore. Now, sure, you could take a college team and be like, hey, this college team is up 6-0 in their division. Let's yank them out of this division and throw them in the NFL. Oh, yeah. They were 6-1, and now they're 6-6. They lost 5 games in a row. No, Sherlock. You yanked them out of their bracket and took them somewhere else. Of course they lost. Of course they're now looking at a 50-50 win-loss. You arbitrarily removed them from where they were. Better players will always win against worse players. And if you want to say they're okay, but if you want to play against equal opponents, it's going to go back towards even. See, but that's the thing. That's what we're talking about. When I just want to group up with my buds on a Friday night and play, I'm not looking to play against people on an even playing field. I just want to play the game. I just want to play the game, bro. Connection based. Just throw me in a game, throw me in the server, and let me play. I don't need some even match. Now, if I want an even match, that's what ranked is for. You build a ranking system, and then you have your unranked playlist. If I go into unranked, it's just connection-based. I don't know who I'm going to play against, but it's going to be the lobby with the best ping and the players that are closest to my region, so there's less latency, and it's just a really fast funnel of matchmaking. And if I want to play against people at my skill level, you create incentives, you create rewards, you create prestige, you create a reason for me to go do that, and then me and my buds go into that playlist, and then we're appropriately matched. That's not what they're doing. They're saying, oh, you had a couple of decent games, you're in the NBA now. And I'm like, what the frick? Yeah, your stats evened out. Of course they did! What do you... Of course! I wasn't even given a chance to enjoy any of my progress. You yanked me out of a funnel where I was having a good time. That's the issue. That's all stuff I've agreed on or argued outright. Sure, and I was obviously arguing for private friends match. User choice in lobbies, choices in matches. Right, and as I said earlier when you said some of that, I don't disagree. Giving the user more choice is excellent, but it can actually hurt matchmaking if you give people too many choices. Right? Can we get 5 more likes on the video, guys? We're so close. We talked about Modern Warfare 2 cheaters. The MW2 beta has had cheaters running amok already, and people are irritated, and we've been breaking it down. Thank you so much for being here for the discussion. Continue to hit subscribe and that bell button. That way you can talk in my chat and chime in and let us know what you think about the given discussion. We did touch a little bit on skill-based matchmaking. I'm kind of whetting your appetite for my skill-based matchmaking video that will hit the Reforge reaction channel later today. So make sure you're subscribed over there. Make sure you are subscribed over there. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the quickest break I can. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We got more great things to talk about, more great discussion questions. I'm going to give you a discussion question to answer while I'm gone, and it's a spicy one. I'm going to step away, but I want to know what you guys think about this. What do you think about all of the big content creators and the suspicion around the cheating culture at the upper echelons of those streamers? Do you think a breaking point is coming, or will it just keep getting swept under the rug? Let me know what you think about that. I'll be right back to discuss it with you, and then we'll get to our second show as well. We do have a show about a lot of drama. Is Splinter Cell going woke? Oh no. But I want to know what you think about the Modern Warfare 2 cheating and the Call of Duty cheating in the streaming world. Do you think a reckoning is coming, or is it just going to continue? I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. Disney reportedly wants new Star Wars being released every 6 months. They're looking to have one AAA game. Oh, golly. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Okay. On the subject of Call of Duty cheaters at the upper echelons of streaming, the rug is getting bumpy and tall. Swept under the rug for sure. Think about the streaming relationship with gaming. More eyes, more sales. Never understood cheating in the game. You guys are still debating skill-based matchmaking. Nobody took my bait. Of course, there are cheaters. Yeah, but I'm talking about there are channels calling them out, and it's getting a lot of traction. It's getting more traction than it used to. Like, I think it's getting harder and harder to trick the public about it. I just had an error where my buddy and me were put into a lobby for BR trios. If they are cheating, they need to be addressed. My issue, though, tons of eyes on the accusers are profiting from the accusations. I doubt the messengers Activision needs to ban. I've had cheaters in the beta already, says Akuta Papa. Fortnite is banning the Cronus Zen and other illegal hardware. I think that's a good thing. They have hacker hunters and they track cheaters constantly, trying to catch them, and pretty much if they deny PC scans, they're basically cheating. I don't even think the people that have accepted PC scans are like proven innocent. My hot take is that Activision is working with some of the cheat companies. They allow certain streamers to use them. I just think it's undeniable at this point. Like, the clips are getting more and more damning. They're getting more and more damning. Before, it was like... There was a time where you would have to watch like a guy's like 10-minute video and see a bunch of breakdowns to be like, okay, something fishy's going on. Now, even the most pedestrian viewer is clipping something and they're like, look at this. But you don't even need a big breakdown. You don't need a really long video with slow-mo and the guy putting overlays to show what their crosshair's doing. Like, the most pedestrian viewers are getting clips of some of these people and they're like, this doesn't make any sense. This is clearly something happening. This person's aim is doing stuff that shouldn't be happening. That's what I'm saying, Welfare Rockstar. There's clips of her that's like, this isn't even up for discussion anymore. It's not even up for discussion anymore. She's cheating. She's using cheats. Like, why are we even defending her? It doesn't make any sense at all. Big names are defending her. It's like, why? Like, it's one thing when you got to watch a 10-minute breakdown of ZLaner's gameplay. And you might be like, maybe he's just that good, right? That's not the same as anybody with eyeballs clipping something and throwing it on Twitter and being like, she went to aim at this person in the sky and it magnetized to somebody that she couldn't see, and it's so blatantly obvious. And then the other one where her aim just like snapped down on somebody and she was like, what? It's like, yeah, your aimbot's messing up. Like it's grabbing closest instead of just grabbing the person that you're going for. It's like, I don't need to watch some 10-minute clip with slowdowns and some YouTuber bro being like, all right, what you want to do is you want to watch a center dot, and you want to watch with the center dot when this person comes around the corner. You don't even need a breakdown. You're like, bro, that's a cheat. You know what I'm saying? That's a cheat, bro. Like a streak on my glasses. I can't get it off. I wholeheartedly believe that ZLaner is just that good, but Nadia straight up cheating. I've seen too many clips of him that aren't explicable. I've seen stuff that he's done that is not explainable with skill. I think the reason he's harder to catch is because he is really good. I think he is really good. He's harder to catch. I've seen clips of his that make no sense. It's not a glitch, it's not lag, it's not latency. It's something. There's something extra. There's something extra there, 100%. I've been compelled, I've been convinced. I've seen clips that will never be explained by him. They will never be explained by any pros. They'll never look at them. They'll act like they don't exist. They'll go to one video where the guy had a rendering glitch, and they'll claim that all those hacker hunters doctor the footage. And it's like, okay, one time the guy had a rendering glitch. Can you please... Yeah, there it is. You realize Beeman's been caught editing clips. Yeah, one video that had a rendering glitch. That's exactly what they say. Sinos is already drinking the Kool-Aid. That's the dialogue. They will never explain some of the clips. There are literally clips that you'll never be able to explain. There's no in-game mechanic. There's no aim assist. There's nothing in the game to explain some of the clips of that man. And he'll never address them, and the pros will never address them, because there's no other conclusion to come to. It's like, yeah, there is something extra is happening at that moment. It's consistent. It follows the same pattern. It follows a very, very measurable thing happening. All the time. All the time. I accuse people of cheating in Fortnite and Apex. I took video, uploaded to the devs. Gonna do it in the next game too. I don't profit off it. Those vids are unlisted. It's come to the reason that it will never be good for competition level gameplay. I'm not sure what you're saying. Nick Merck summed it up well. You can really tell who's cheating when they go to a LAN and shots don't line up. You know what's up. I don't get people profiting from the accusations. Benefit of the doubt. I don't trust them. Here's the thing. Eugene. That's why I think the tide is turning. I think the tide is turning on cheating people in the upper echelons. I think the tide's going to turn on Nadia really quickly. Do you want to know why? Because some of the people calling her out are just doing it on Twitter. They're literally just doing it on Twitter. It's not some content creator. It's not some dude trying to grow his YouTube channel. Some of the YouTube channels are blowing up because they're literally just going to Twitter and they're like, yeah, here's another clip somebody found. Here's another clip somebody found. Here's another clip somebody found. And it's like, those people aren't profiting. They're just saying, this is blatant. This is so blatant. And yeah, the YouTubers are making bank. So you could be suspicious of the YouTubers all you want. But when homies are just literally screen recording on their phone and uploading it to Twitter, and they're like, look at this. This is obvious. That's not somebody who's benefiting or profiting. You know, some guy with 112 followers uploads a vid and it goes viral. I mean, that's a great moment for him, but it's not doing anything. He's not going to be able to build a brand off that. if your goal was to catch cheaters, you wouldn't monetize and heavily produce your videos. That's a false dichotomy. I don't believe that. No. I don't believe that. That's a false dichotomy. Plenty of these guys started making videos to nobody, getting called all sorts of names, getting attacked, getting maligned, and getting accused of all kind of nonsense. They were doing and making virtually nothing when a lot of these channels got started. And a lot of the channels that are really, really painful and slow and methodical, their videos don't even do that well. They don't get tons of views. They have the one guy, he seems like a super nice guy, but he's got the personality of a fence post, and the videos are super long, and they're like joking around, and they don't do that well. They don't perform that well. Why? They're literally like, this is just something we like to do. Like, their videos aren't doing well, their channels aren't doing well. And when you watch their videos, you will be convinced, you're like, that person's cheating. Because they show you, they're like, this is what aim assist looks like. They're like, this is what their gameplay looks like. And there's no way to come to another conclusion. It's like, this person's cheating. It's not natural movement. It's not natural gameplay. I don't buy into the idea that because they're like Bad Boy Beeman, as an example. Beeman had one video that the timing on it got messed up. He had like 18 other clips of Z. Nobody addresses those clips. Nobody addresses the breakdowns. He's not the only one, by the way. There was like 2 or 3 other channels that took issue with the same clips and the same instances of behavior that makes no sense, of the center dot doing things that cannot be replicated by anybody. But we're all going to be like, well, there was one video where the timing got funky, so these people are all clearly lying. And it's like, oh my gosh. That is such a classic tactic of a liar, to zero in on one mistake and be like, that means everything else is false. And it's like, that's a freaking joke, man. There's so many clips. There's so many instances that are not something you can attribute to the game or a glitch or a bug. It's a cheat. Do I think ZLaner's hacking? Yeah, I've been compelled that he's using something. I've seen enough videos from guys with no following to guys with big followings breaking down gameplay, and I'm like, that's not legit. Like, I've been playing shooters since Wolf 3D and Quake, and I immediately can smell when something's wrong. I'm like, that doesn't look right. There's too many channels and there's too many dudes that aren't making any money, and they get blocked. They get blocked by the devs. They get blocked by big content creators. Listen, you're saying you don't trust the drama chasing creators, just like you don't trust ambulance chasing lawyers. Eugene, why would you trust people who are beholden to the dev and beholden to the game, and they're all defending each other and they're all circling the wagons? If there's anybody you should be more suspicious of, it's not the people who are making a couple $1,000s making these videos. It's the people making millions of dollars cheating at the upper echelons of the streamer sphere. That's who you should be not trusting. They have more to gain and more to lose than the guys making the videos, the guys making the accusations. Some of these guys' channels get strikes. They get their videos. They try to take the videos down. They threaten them with legal action. Like, these guys aren't doing that well. There's like 1 or 2 channels that have started to do well. I think Beeman's channel started to do well, and maybe one other that I've seen. Most of those channels do not do well. They get obliterated because they're not in line with the dev, they're not in line with the publisher, they're not in line with the big dogs, so they're probably not getting great treatment by the YouTube search and the recommends and all of that. What should the punishment be for hardware ban, legal action? I mean, I think people would have grounds on a class action. I think you could class action sue both of them. I think right now there could be a class action against Nadia if it gets discovered. She's defrauding people of money. She's lying to the public and making lots of money. If it becomes definitively proven, I think it already has been definitively proven, but if it gets definitively factually proven, I think you'd have a class action on your hands. How do you avoid that? Hundreds of thousands of dollars from the public based on a lie? That's fraud. Like, what else do you call that? I think they could face serious legal repercussions. I don't think you do that to the public and make that kind of money and just walk away unscathed. I think people would sue. They'd have a right to sue. How many of her followers are following her for actual gameplay? Most people are there for something else. That's nasty projection, Abe. And if you look at her camera angle and her clothing, and to be quite honest, that's not the center of her. If you think the center of her content is her looks, I don't know who you watch on Purple, but that ain't it. That was a fake, Anthony. That was a fake. She did that with her friend. It was staged. She got called away to do an interview, and and her friend sat down and said, yeah, she's out of here. She's out of here. And then 2 seconds later, he's laughing and saying, no, I'm just playing. She's going to wrap herself up in the movement to protect herself? I already said that. It's perfect narrative armor to be like, this is all because I'm a woman, and then she'll walk away from the gaming community once she's made enough money, and she'll say that it's just all toxic. It's just a bunch of toxic men. She has her perfect exit strategy already built. There are plenty of people that throw money at her because of her looks. Abe, make a point worth making. Do you honestly think that has any bearing on her defrauding the public and saying, this is me, I'm the greatest player, look how good I am, you guys should support me? Heck, the narrative around her cheating is helping her make more money because she goes live all the time and says she's not, and she puts on gameplay that's not real. I don't care if people are throwing money at her because they think she's pretty. That's superfluous to the discussion. That's not what her brand is built on. Her brand is built on, I'm the best player. Look at her clips. Look at her clips. She's like, I'm going to get invited to FaZe. I'm going to get invited to events. I'm the best player. And the cheating accusations have fed her brand more viral fire than anything. What percentage of her followers would actually care if she cheats? It's been pretty much proven she does, and her numbers haven't suffered at all. Because of, I mean, come on. There's obvious brand loyalty culture at play here, Abe. There would be people that would want to sue. If you think the people supporting her would shrug and be like, oh yeah, it came out that she's been cheating, she confessed, she got exposed, she cried, oh, that's fine. Homie, people would be irritated. They'd be like, man, we backed you. What are you talking about? We were out there defending you. We threw money at you. Yeah, oh golly, it's too close. We gotta go to the next stream. We actually almost went 3 hours this time. How does that even happen? 13 months from Nova, thank you so much. Guys, if redirect does not work very well for you, do me a favor and click the link in chat instead. We got to go to the next stream. It's about Splinter Cell. Is it going woke? People are already mad. There's remake drama. Oh my gosh. Illicit donations and subs based on repeated and perpetuated falsehood. That's a potential suit there. I don't know if it's winnable, but it's there. Yeah, for sure. That's the point I was making. We got to bail to the next stream though. Thanks so much for clicking on this video about the Splinter Cell remake news. It is causing some drama already. Some are saying Splinter Cell's going woke. What is going on? I'll put all the information right here at the beginning of the video so you don't have to go searching for it. These videos are a little bit longer because they are live streams. I'm going to be ending the previous live stream about Modern Warfare 2 cheaters and what was going on there. There was a lot of hullabaloo about that and everything going on with that game, and many people concerned that it